guess the game plan is that we're just gonna jump in whichever one of the teams finishes their draft first. We'll just jump there.
I can work with that.
We'll have to just mix and match it as we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post real quick that we're live, and you're live on stream, just so you know. And then I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Just set a world record for some chicken strips. I don't know if I'm allowed to post where I just did, but, you know, gates. Alright, I'll be right back then. Alright, I am here. I don't know if Oath is.
Oh, well, we're out here.
Oh,
We
way
looked.
out here. Alright. Sick. Well, how are you doing? It's been like a whole day.
Yeah, and one entire day, actually.
Did you have a solid Sunday?
It wasn't bad. It was a pretty busy day, actually. But I am ready to vibe on the Rift to chill ocean beats and farm. Except I get to talk about other people farming and don't experience the pressure of doing it myself.
Yeah, that sounds enjoyable to me. I need to try to wake up here. Just had a sleepy day. That's alright. Oh, they're already in.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Crowstorm. Represent. Yeah, and Darkwind not even into their first draft phase yet, so give me 1 sec. I'm going to turn my light on, and then we can talk about this draft. Never mind, my slave will do it for me. By slave I mean roommate. And by roommate I mean we still don't pay him, but you know. Oh, I probably need like logos and shit. Oh my god. What a train wreck. I'm just gonna transition this, and then I'm gonna fix it as we go.
We're in spectator delay, right?
Yeah, we're in spectator delay. 130
Yeah.
left in it. So this is Crowstorm.
Already, I love this draft.
Which means that this is Ouroboros gaming. Oh god, I don't remember what their tag is. I'm just gonna go OG for now, and we'll figure it out later. You can talk about the draft. I'm showing it on screen. I'm just fixing.
I'm trying to figure out, like I'm still catching up. I'm trying to figure out what world we allowed Vbon Ornn through my pool. So that's like issue number 1 here, and it's really heavily in Rodham's favor for that one.
That's OBG.
That was gonna be my guess, but
No.
I decided to keep quiet.
OBG, no YN. That's not a very funny joke. Okay. Sick. There. Now, accurate things on accurate sides 30 seconds before the game starts.
It's working. We're doing well.
I do have a draft link from them. I can read off, I guess.
Ban orders?
Ouroboros banned Zeri, Shyvana, and Shen.
Okay, I can live with that. If you're picking between Ornn and Shen and you want Ornn, that's, you know, that's your call, I guess. We've got a bunch of job security champions in my video game here. We got the Hecarim Udyr matchup. Ahri makes an appearance. Interestingly enough, we have an Amumu support, which I kind of love, actually.
They really went for a Shyvana ban off of Data playing it like 11 times in the past 2 days and going 9-2 on it. So
I mean, I have a buddy of mine who's like a Zac Shyvana 2-trick, and he's been telling me that Shyvana is like insane right now for no particular reason.
Data, I don't know if I should give away the quote necessarily, but it's not like they're probably watching right now. So said that Shyvana is basically a slightly worse Hecarim. So for what that's worth.
Which is interesting that we ended up in a world where he actually gets said Hecarim over the Shyvana, so he's got to be feeling pretty happy about that one.
Also interesting, Garithar returning to a champion. We had seen him play a lot back in the day, but hasn't been back to in a minute now, and that's the oh god, what have I done? Okay. I was trying to pop out my chat, and I somehow it made the layout change, and it was gonna like delete my chat from existence. Anyway, bandage toss onto Corey JJ, the double bandage toss. The
Is that ignite gonna be enough? No,
ignite.
yeah,
Oh,
okay, he
he's
has to
got
cleanse it.
cleanse.
So that's
Oh, and
oh
a
my lord.
flash over for the auto attack from
That's
X Craze. All right.
yo. Okay, so let's recap here real quick. For just the expense of 2 ignites, we got uh Ezreal in our bot lane with no flash, no cleanse, and started E.
Yeah, that's
I we
that's a
take
big play.
those?
That's a big play early on for the bottom lane. I was gonna say it's good to see Garethar back on the Amumu. It's something that he played a lot when I first started casting him. I hadn't seen him play it recently. If he pulls out like the Amumu Heimerdinger Renata Glask trilogy in this series, that would be amazing. But
Yeah, I'd be a huge fan of that. I love seeing Garethar on semi off meta stuff. Amumu support is probably like, I mean it's not recent, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. The Heimerdinger, on the other hand, is like the real curveball.
yeah, that was really fun. I got to cast one support Heimerdinger game of his, and it was fun just watching him blow up the AD carry because lol AD carry over the wall is support Heimerdinger.
I've been seeing some cheese lanes involving like Predator Shirelia's Malzahar, and then you just pair it with like Vel'Koz or Heimerdinger.
Like Vibon, a man of culture with the pink chroma on the Elderwood. That's a nice choice. But yeah, the 1-0 early on, 700 gold. It's allowed Garethar and Benji to push in this bottom lane, and the junglers, you know, neither one's super known for having an early impact with the Udyr and Hecarim, and looks like Hecarim's actually slightly faster than the Udyr on this clear, just a couple of seconds ahead. But does get spotted on the ward in his red buff, so this is all in full knowledge of both teams.
Yeah, and that's not super surprising. Also, the easy push coming
Garethar
probably at least
in a
slightly
little bit of
due
trouble.
to.
I think he was trying to get the
Hmm?
cannon minion, and it just wasn't quite there. Um, yeah, he's got to be pretty careful now. Just 150 health left, chugging some pots. He'll heal back up, but has to burn his flash. Probably not exactly what he wanted out of that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of spectator client. I know I complain about it a lot, but for good reason. I've had to fast forward to keep up in this game like 4 or 5 times now.
Oh,
No
jeez.
reason.
Yeah, Zypher's going to get caught. Data and Vbon just have enough damage to take him out. So the early faster clear from Data pays off huge dividends. They're able to pick off Zypher before he's able to even get over to help John Wick. Meanwhile, Hook in the bottom lane, Brunswick going to get onto Garethar. They know he has no flash and really nowhere to go. He's going to eventually fall to Corey.
Yeah, that's just good awareness of the fact that Garethar has no way out there. I'm a little bit surprised at Zypher's first pickup following his death. He just instantly goes for the Swifties. Ooh. Unwork's gotta be careful up in this top lane. I know Vbon has no mana, but Grass proc plus 1 ability is basically your life.
Yeah, and he can always just buy a cheeky Sapphire Crystal if he really wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that is for some reason the way that champion works. Kaiba Boy rooted up the ignite, burns him down. X-Craze with the solo kill in mid lane on the low
Really
block.
nice. I mean, you can't really make that any closer than it was, but good knowledge of the limits for X-Craze.
It's Kiba Boy, isn't it? Kiba's the character in Naruto. Kaiba's the one in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's correct.
Kiba Boy. Excuse me. I'm assuming is Kaiba spelled differently, right?
Yeah, it's Kaiba,
Okay.
I believe.
All right. So we're going for it's like dog jokes rather than there are no
And Fox
shitty cards
jokes.
in my grandpa's deck, Kaiba.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think you're right.
Just want to double check before we completely go off base.
I really had to stop myself from buying a Shikamaru T-shirt that says "What a drag" on it.
That that feels very in line with your character.
Yeah, I felt like it was on brand, but probably not a necessary purchase since it's so like it's almost too on brand to be humorous anymore at that point.
I mean, at that point, it comes back around, right? Like
Yeah,
at
it
a certain
circles
point,
back in with own meta irony.
yeah. At a certain point,
V-Bon is
I'm so meta,
probably
even
totally
this
fine here.
acronym. Um, John Wick in a lot of trouble though. Only level
Oh yeah.
5, still has the double dash though with the slice and the dice, and doesn't even need to burn his flash. So
Yeah, it doesn't even have to flash there, but the level differential means that even Zephyr coming in there makes it so that it's not super concerning for V-Bon.
oh my gosh, Vbon just
Mm.
dominating this matchup early on, which is
Yeah, that all looks totally fun.
like you pick Renekton to dominate early on, and Vbon is winning early on, but Dominus might have something to say about that one. It's going to force the Searing Charge out, and he's walking
We got the
back into
flash
melee
and the
range,
and the
Vbon.
full. Yeah, he's wait.
Oh, the tower. Jeez. All right.
Oh my. If he, yeah, I mean, if he had a Q there, that was either of them. By the way,
Yeah.
that's an open-ended statement.
Yeah, just one ability, one auto attack difference in that fight goes very hard the
I
other
thought
way.
for sure with the flash up, John Wick was just gonna flash Rage W, and that would have just been the kill. Pretty sure that's well over 180 damage.
That sounds right. I don't I don't know for sure, but regardless, they both have to go back to base now, and John Wick still has his teleport. Vbon doesn't, so he'll be able to catch that wave up in the top lane. Meanwhile, Zypher's gotten into the bottom lane, and they're gonna pick on Garithar again. He still doesn't quite have his flash, and that timing has proved costly twice now as Corey gets his second kill of the game.
Yeah, that's just a really well-timed lane gank to come in and get the last little bit of value out of burning that flash early. Garethar's having a rough lane for himself. But speaking of rough lanes, the pressure that you can exert here in mid.
Yeah, Data. Oh, the flash from Kiba, and he'll equalize the trade underneath the tower, but
Was actually
now,
really nicely played.
yeah.
I give Kiba props for not giving up on that. Usually in that scenario, you just kind of accept your death, but
Oh, X-Craze flashes away from the anchor. Does he have
nice
his
flash.
W up soon? He's got the chain
Uh,
on Zypher, but now Brunswick can
guess
maybe
not.
get into range. Nope, the dot from the Tiger stance is enough to take him down, and it's a shutdown that goes to the Udyr.
I don't know if they knew ahead of time that he had burned his regular W for wave clear, but if so, that's a really nice setup play. Good capitalization. Well, that should be an illegal amount of damage. This character has no offensive items in inventory. Ornn, the assassin, mage, tank, bruiser, fighter, top laner.
Yeah, he's as the kids say, he's Bing chillin' up here,
And
farming
this is a
minions.
really nasty freeze, actually. I don't know what John Wick's gonna be able to do about this, even if he comes back with... Yeah, he's just coming back with pickaxe. It's not like he's really amped up a ton. He's
Yeah,
gonna have to call Ziffer up here to break this freeze, or it's gonna stay there and he's gonna start losing a lot.
I don't think that was manicured quite properly by Vbon. It's gonna bounce back slowly, but it's
Yeah,
still another
not
wave or two.
exactly perfect, but it's gonna sit there for, yeah, another wave or two.
Yeah,
Of
Data
course,
gonna
John Wick's
find.
not even going up there. He's just moving data off so that they can look at this Rift Herald.
Oh, Brunswick's hit level 6. They get the hook onto Garithar. He does have his flash, but no ultimate. Flash forward now from Corey. The knockup lands on Garithar underneath the tower, and Benji gets chunked out as well, but they stay alive. Again, Garithar's flash now on cooldown. X-Craze looking for a little trade in mid, but won't find
All
a
of the
whole lot
play is
there.
happening on the top side of the map, though, so they can't call in anybody for this dive. It's almost impossible for them to capitalize on these health bars.
Yeah,
Return on the
and
middle six bot lane gonna get away with this one.
yeah, Brunswick into the mid lane. X-Craze with the chain. Gets rooted, gets bopped around. He's ignited now, has to use his double dashes away, and he'll successfully escape that gank, it looks like, unless Corey is here. Does Corey have the shift over the wall? He does with the shot, so 3 kills now onto Corey, and has his Essence Reaver completed. He's looking pretty threatening down here in the bottom lane, and probably doesn't build double Sheen item the way that we saw in LCS earlier. Ugh.
I think you probably would have gone into that, that, wait, sorry, I just processed. Did that happen?
Yeah, that pillar was kind of strange.
No, the double sheen item in LCS.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, LS is rolling in his grave. And he's not even dead yet. That's how
yeah,
far in advance he's rolling in his grave.
yeah. It was Neo, unfortunately for Dignitas.
That's unfortunate. Neo's been having a pretty good season, actually.
I think they still won that game, but
Well, that's actually a little bit more upsetting, but what are you gonna do? No, I think it probably doesn't matter. I think Corey JJ plays for that exact line anyway, but we've got an ulti.
yeah, knockup gonna land from
This
V-Bon,
is
just
fine.
trying to get the last little bit of damage. Data's gonna come in with the ult, knock him into the wall, and they'll just take him down. No real response available for
Mhm.
John Wick, and V-Bon and Data combine for the kill in the top lane. They'll get a nice shove in as well.
Dominus just not quite enough in that scenario. John Wick's having a really tough time. He's keeping up in CS, but he's got the hyper garage sale experience. Just finished up his Iron Spike, and yeah, it's not a particularly fun time for the Croc because if you're not ahead, you're starting to fall off even sooner than you'd like to, which is pretty inevitable.
Well, very even game thus far, 5-5. If you were kind of handicapping where these strong members are, it's the bot lane for Ouroboros Gaming, and it's the top side of the map. Data and Vbon, along with X Craze, I guess, all have pretty decent small leads for themselves. So top triangle versus the bottom lane, the big matchup, and we'll see how we scale into this game.
I've been doing such an incredible job of keeping up with build diversity and paths for meta characters. Is this just staple or for Hecarim, or is he subverting expectations by going almost full tank?
Now you've got two build options. The first one is my favorite is still Trinity Force. I like damage. I like seeing Hecarims do a lot, but the Chem Tank is definitely a viable option for him. It's honestly about 50-50 for that character. Maybe even slanted slightly toward Chem Tank, but
Okay. That plus the Ionian, I mean, that's a lot of
yeah.
cooldowns.
They're gonna get the hook. Oh, the Enchant Crystal are just not quite able to land, but Brunswick has nowhere to go. Garethar picks up that kill, and with that pick in the bottom lane, they can maybe get a turret plate or two. Zypher has the Rift Herald available, and maybe gonna look for a play near mid lane that could be pretty dangerous. At least in terms of getting some turret plates for the RE and starting to maybe get a little bit of gold in the pockets of Ouroboros.
Yeah, they're gonna take off the third plate here, or the fourth plate here, and leave it at 3. And that'll get them 2 more for their trouble. So not the worst use. I mean, it's difficult to find a great herald timing with Dragon that far away.
Yeah, I mean that was right as turret plating expired as well, so that's about
Yeah.
as good as you can get in that exact situation. Because I think he wanted
Mm-hmm.
to turn down and use it in the bottom lane, but X-Craze and Data had kind of beat him down there and gotten the pick. So run back to mid lane, drop it just in time. It's good that they were able to secure the turret plates, and it keeps us completely even in gold. You have the Herald and Dragon in the advantage for Ouroboros, but nothing really to speak of between the two teams.
There's not that many uncovered spots for Data to do a similar amount of work down there that he just did. Definitely nowhere for X-Craze to sneak through without being spotted.
Yeah, and there's still... I was going to say they were still looking to make something happen, but that was X-Craze going out just for a loop for a ward. Kind of a quieter rotation game than we've seen for the past couple for the Platinum teams specifically, but I think both of these teams really wanted to scale anyway, and chain over the wall, I don't... X-Rays really doesn't want to commit for that. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a couple
there's
angry
there's
people
no
over there. But with
there's no real point to it either. You're not fighting over anything. Yeah, I mean this dragon is spawning in about 15, so
Oh, and they
Picks are
just
appreciated, maybe just not on Brunswick.
yeah. Look at that word just outside the pit though for Ouroboros. That's
It's such a high value position.
it, and no sweepers left for ROTM means that this is all fully available for the setup. Garethard not quite able to find that bandage toss, but the chain from X-Craze is going to land. Forces the flash out of Brunswick. Big Ezreal ult coming back in, but the Curse of the Sad Mummy hits 3. Data's into the back. They're trying to chunk through some of these carries, but it's X-Craze who's getting melted. Actually, that was his clone, excuse me. Data's pretty low. One more auto finishes him off. Meanwhile, John Wick and Vbon are just fighting over the dragon. Vbon gets the solo kill, but the rest of the fight not going so well for ROTM. It's a triple kill for Zypher as he's chasing on in. Vbon and X-Craze maybe can turn this back around with some burst from the LeBlanc, but it's a quadra kill for Zypher. And the Ignite, not quite going to finish it. He gets the Dragon down as well. And X-Craze has to be careful now in the enemy jungle. But the quadra kill for Zypher and the Dragon at the end give Ouroboros their first big lead of the game. Oh,
Yeah, there
X-Craze?
was a lot of
He's
really
got one.
high quality kiting.
Oh. Well, he's going to regret going back to that one. Unfortunately, the delayed pentakill for Zypher. We won't give it to him. The game didn't, but yeah, it's 6-1 now in the Udyr, and he's got 10 stacks on a Dark Seal. I don't know exactly what that represents, but he's a very strong lad once he goes back to buy some items.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sunfire, he's got the full Phoenix Stance max build up, so actually the Dark Seal kind of counts for a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Phoenix stance plus the lethal tempo means that he can extend the range of the Phoenix AoE for some reason. I don't like the initial slap AoE, not the regular AoE, but
the
to
cone.
To be clear, I always have to clarify because I feel like everybody challenges me when I say stuff like that. The life of a caster sometimes. You probably deal with that more than I do. Anyway, Brunswick ganking his own lane, but Gareth are going to turn on to him. They can't really pick a target here, and Benji just almost gets soloed by the damage from the Nautilus, and it's not going well for this bottom lane right now. Gareth are trying to get out, but he's just running to Kiba Boy, and he'll take a Foxfire to the face, so 2 kills in the bottom lane now for Ouroboros, and they're up to a 3,000 gold lead, and now you can definitively say that, they've started on their snowball here early.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Data's spending some time up here in the top lane. He's trying to look for an answer on the other side of the map, and it's just, it feels like it's so difficult to actually make this dive happen.
Yeah, well, it is gonna be fine.
Not that difficult, actually.
Yeah, that looked about as clean as you like. Data tanks up the turret first. Vbon throws in the ultimate just to keep him chained underneath the tower. Really nicely played. No real answer available for John Wick, but tower on the bottom side for Ouroboros is...
It feels like it should be a little bit more difficult, but I hadn't even quite tracked the fact that we actually curved off of Iron Spike and that line for John Wick, and he ended up just purchasing a Blade of the Ruin King, which means he had to have sold the Iron Spike.
The hook lands onto X-Craze in the bottom lane. He's going to be fine, escapes the True Shot Barrage, but that means that Garethar and Benji can't really look for the engage from the side. And Vbon's very far ahead. Data's doing all right for himself in the jungle. It's just hard to see where the damage is coming from ROTM in order to melt through the Udyr and be able to track down the elusive Ahri and Ezreal. It seems like a tough ask. They need a very perfect fight and maybe some misplays from Corey and Kiba.
Yeah, but for now, it feels a little bit low DPS as a comp, especially when you have Data going for this non-damage oriented build. I mean, he's got the Caulfields, he's going to start doing a little bit more, but Ashe is notoriously difficult to like carry a team fight on, and LeBlanc is also notoriously single target. We're able to squeak that the Herald in at 1955.
It's been just the smallest margins so far for OBG. They were able to get the turret plates left with, 10 to 15 seconds. Now getting the Eye of the Herald with like 2 seconds. So take what you can get, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always depressing when you're fighting the Rift Herald and it just despawns. It's the saddest.
Yeah, it feels super bad. Honestly, I'm trying to come up with like a way that you kill Ziffer in any of these fights for the next like 10 minutes or so.
I don't know. The Frozen Heart is a fantastic buy for him because the one way you would see is if Benji just auto attacks him for an hour, but
Yeah.
now he does that 20% slower. So
Now that's like an hour and a half instead,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. So it's the percent health damage from V-Bon. That's what you're really counting on, I guess, to carry the fight. And he's stuck up in the top side with a Croc. They both have teleport available as the dragon's gonna spawn here, the first Hextech dragon in 15 seconds.
And it kind of feels like, I mean, maybe, yeah, you can see Return of the Middle Six kind of evacuating out of this. They're trying to get mid lane prio, but with this much vision and dragon spawning in 8, maybe you don't fight for this one, you fight for the soul. Looks like they're taking the inside track to mid, which
Ooh, they're
could
still just
be
walking through
decent.
this bush. The teleport behind comes in from V-Bon trying to start the fight, but Ziffer and Kiba Boy are back behind. They're locked up Ziffer, but it's just... Oh, they actually shut him down. The damage comes through from X-Craze, but there's still enough John Wick flying in. Brunswick is about to close the gap. Corey is left kind of by himself, but ROTM still trying to track him down. They get the knock-up from V-Bon. In comes the Hecarim ult. Data into the backline. Benji trying to scrap it out with Brunswick, and ROTM somehow win that fight. It was so spread out, but they get the ace.
I think the
Benji
fact that
can't
it was
stay here,
that
by the
spread
way.
out, no, they definitely.
He's dead? Oh, okay, he's fine.
He's not quite dead, but oof.
One more chain and he would
No,
have been dead.
I feel like the only reason that actually works out that way is because of how spread out they were. That and the fact that Ziffer didn't really get to stick to anybody, chain into another couple forms of CC, and the person who ended up with all of the gold from the last one team fight is out first.
I'm
The rest
laughing
is
just...
just free kiting.
V-Bon doesn't want to stick around with the rest of his teammates for very long. Hits level 14. Who's in base? It's Data. We're going to give him the turbocharged experiment and just leave. That's fine. He's the only
Yeah,
one that gets
no,
in.
carries irrelevant. Horse go faster, yee. Except that's not one of the things that it does.
No, it gives you more
It's
stats, not
it's
more
just
speed.
stats. It'd be really cool if it gave you more speed.
Yeah, then it'd be like super viable. You just play Ornn and run a bunch of speedy boys.
I'd be okay with that.
It'd be fun. I don't think it's good for game balance, but it'd be really fun.
Horrible, in fact, but it would be very fun.
Data looks like crashed, so we'll take a short break here. If it lasts too long, we can jump into the Darkwind game. They're taking on Dorado Gaming Epsilon right now. Oh, there's a Kaisa mid in that game, and a Nami. There's some fun things happening.
I can vibe with that. Me and a buddy of mine were on the Kaisa mid train, 3-4 seasons ago. Back when it was, not viable, and we like to pretend that we're hipster for starting it.
I like this in the chat. Zypher saying -5 bans for the pause, and V-Bon responds with 6. Take it or leave it. So they're
I
down
love that.
down 6 bans next game. Pretty unlucky. Anyway, they've re-readied up, so shouldn't be too long as soon as Spectator catches up with whatever happened. So not gonna jump between games, just gonna chill here, and we're back live. So, well, as live as it gets. We're back 3 minutes behind real time. All right, off of that ace, our team back with a 200 to 300 gold lead, approximately. So nothing. As it turns out, this is completely even anyone's game at this point, and there's our spectate pause. Thank you, Riot Games. X-Cray's looking for John Wick over the wall. Throws a couple of chains out, not able to find purchase on any of them, and that's gonna trigger OBG to go for the Baron. Data hanging out in the area, the Ash Arrow over the wall, down to 1500 health. Can they actually get in? Data's in, but it's not quite in time. Smited away really nicely by Zypher on the 50-50, and they'll pick up the kill. So OBG off of the restart, well, oh boy. Yeah, so apparently Data's still having issues. Goes in for the smite anyway, and not quite able to find it. He actually didn't have smite available when he did that? Or he
It felt like
smited too
maybe he
early.
needed to try anyway. It'd be difficult to call. I would have to get an instant replay, which,
Yeah.
you know,
There's also a possibility he had it and smited a little early. Oh, that was a really quick restart. All right.
incredibly so. Either that or we're more behind via spectate pause than we thought.
Oh, it says play will resume in 0, which...
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
All right. Well, we'll hang out
Maybe
for a little
Data
bit.
just has like one of those Pentagon supercomputers or something.
Yeah,
That'd be
definitely could be.
believable.
All right. Well, there it actually did resume. Hopefully for you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good.
Zypher's trying to get toward V-Bon. Not going to be able to find anything here. Feels kind of bad going after people right after a restart, but they're still going to go for it. They get the hook on to Garithar, but it's just going to be a big curse of the Sad Mummy. Do they actually have the damage here? Benji looking for one more auto Kiba Boy, or Kiba Boy, excuse me, very low, but able to flash back over the wall. Zypher low, Brunswick low. They're just getting away with tens of health. No one can track him down. There's the spectator pause. Hook sidestep by Benji. Brunswick is going to be the only victim of the fight for OBG, but the push continues. Briefly, at least. They'll get that into... Why did Ash yell that so loud? Excuse me, Benji?
I feel like Zypher died if Benji stayed on him. He actually like peeled off to go after Brunswick and Kiba Boy at the bot part of the fight, and Zypher's able to walk away with like 100 HP.
Yeah, I think Benji wasn't counting on exactly how big a percentage of the damage he was in that fight. He was hoping that... oh god, replaying the fight. Whoever was there with him could finish off the kill. They just didn't quite have enough damage to actually finish off Zypher, so... Instead, the Udyr gets away. They do pick up the extra kill onto Brunswick, but with the Baron play, with the picks, it's a 3,000 gold lead again for Ouroboros, the 1C.
Also feels like that entire thing could have been avoided if Ouroboros just decided to go back instead of aping for Garithar in mid. Like, you just took the Baron and you don't want to reset with your gold. It seems a little odd. They don't get punished too heavily off of it, but you lose a buff for effectively nothing.
Yeah, it feels like they were trying to take advantage of the 4v5 state after the pickoff data. Sometimes you sit in those pause screens and you just talk about plays, and you want to go for the play immediately afterwards without thinking about it. Or, you tunnel really hard on one line that you think is going to be good, but it's not. In my experience, a lot of times you can misplay super hard off of restarts just because you're sitting there thinking about it for too long. Anyway,
Yeah.
big Ornn ultimate going to come through, gets one knock up. They've already taken down the Ahri. X-Craze gets knocked up by the Nautilus ult, and it's just the one pick for all of that, but still holding defense for ROTM, making sure that Ouroboros can't get too much off of this Baron wave.
Yeah, that's a really nice setup. Keep
Ooh,
a
they
point, not
exhaust
even allowed
Zypher
to
into the
flash.
triple Curse of the Sad Mummy. Corey's down at the backside, and they pick off Zypher. Brunswick low as well. ROTM just runs over that team fight, and now they have the opportunity to push.
Yeah, I feel like Ouroboros thought that they had used the resources and everything. They weren't counting on Garithar being able to lock up everybody, and then maybe after you lose Kiba Boy, you just call it and eat the rest of the buff.
Well, now they can't overextend. They have to try not to overextend. John Wick has the stopwatch to help buy some time, able to dash out. That's a lot of healing off of the Cole the Meek. And the tower is still going to stay alive. Garithar has to flash back away, and now with the resets coming in, it's kind of rough to really contest this dragon. It looks like they're still going to try to burn it down. Maybe not. They're thinking about it, but I don't think you can realistically get this dragon. This is so risky.
I feel like
now
you,
they haven't
I feel like
started
you
it
don't
yet.
need to either.
They hadn't started it yet. Now in comes V-Bon with the teleport. The Ezreal ult coming in just to kind of scout it, picks off X-Craze, so that's pretty huge. And now John Wick just able to zone off Benji. Tower falls somewhere on the map, but that's really not what's important. Yeah, this is ultimately what probably should have been the result, but they also lose X-Craze for it.
Yeah, I mean, you lose X-Craze and you lose some timing as well. Like you're gonna get at least two, if not three waves shoved in. It's just, it feels like really unnecessary to go for that. It's not Soul. You have a low chance of actually securing it before something comes in, especially the True Shot Barrage, which you're lined up for to begin with.
Plus the teleport from Vbon expended might be the
Hmm.
biggest in this whole thing. Anywhere that he's been has been a pretty positive situation for ROTM, but with his now he's going to be stuck in that sideline with John Wick. John Wick can teleport in and do the little bit that the Croc can do at this point in the game. But still, that's better than getting nothing out of the Orin, right?
I love this purchase from Vbon, by the way. He picks up Anathema's super cheap third item for Ornn. He already has like a crazy amount of defensive stats, and then he can just hit somebody with it, and they've got to deal with that now. Trying to figure out who he put it on.
Yeah, we'll see. He probably hasn't put it on anybody yet, or he
Oh
put
no,
it
he
on
used it.
or he put it on the Renekton that he was near. Anyway, good scouting there from Benji with the Hawk shot. Garithar just going to find Zypher to start this one off. They land the bandage toss onto him, but can't really commit too much. Vbon pops the Orin Horn, looking for a couple of knockups. Brunswick is really low on the top side. John Wick even walking his way on in. They're trying to kite away. They're trying to get Benji away from Zypher. He's able to just survive. Meanwhile, over the wall, they finally are able to lock him down, but have they expended too much? John Wick very low. He finds one, burning through with Dominus, but Vbon is still full health on the top side of the fight as he walks in. It's Corey, JJ, and Brunswick versus the three members of ROTM. They're looking for it still. X-Craze trying to get in position to jump over the wall. He's unspotted on a ward. He can jump in. Data gets the knockup. They'll get one. They'll get two. Clean double kill for X-Craze over the wall. Really nicely done. They pinch him in to that little choke point, and X-Craze is able to finish him off with the W's.
And off of that death, Corey JJ actually beats me to it. I didn't get to point out that he really needs to find a way to start dealing damage to Ornn, because if he doesn't, Vbon is just going to keep doing this to him in fights. He eats and soaks up all of the attention, all of the damage, and X-Craze is free to do whatever he wants because he's still alive. Last Whisperer picked up for him, working towards that Lord Doms, but it's always been a difficult ask for Ezreal to be any amount of tank shred in League of Legends. Character's just not designed for it.
Yeah, this just feels like a game where the tanks are going to have trouble dying. No matter what you do, the Ornn and the Udyr uh, both require just so much attention, and it does feel like Benji's a little bit more equipped to deal with it on the Ashe. He's gone full tank shred in his build. They've caught Brunswick here with the chain. Can they actually finish off the kill without expending too much more? X-Craze does get locked up. They finally finish that one off. In comes the Orin Horn, and Kiba Boy falls. Now back in. Corey JJ gets knocked up by the Orin Horn, and Zypher falls as well. Corey trying to kite away from Data, but there's really nowhere to go from the horse and the Forge God. And ROTM runs over the fight 4 for 0. They'll head to Baron.
Yeah, Data has quietly become an absolute menace in this game. 9 and 3, he's got 4 items. He ended up with way more damage in his build than I gave him credit for starting with Chem Tank.
Yep.
Doesn't feel like Corey JJ's or Kiba Boy's really allowed to do anything to him if he gets into the backline.
Oh, Data had his recall interrupted. I don't think he noticed. Yeah, he's hanging out. Okay, there he goes.
He's just vibing. He's just vibing.
Just Vbon. Yeah, it's a 3,500 gold lead now for. I think I did that right. No, just 3,000. That's still the biggest lead of the game for Return of the Middle Sticks now. So Crowstorm now kind of in the driver's seat in this game. My wife's favorite hockey team is playing my hometown team, and we have that up in the background, and I can just hear my wife yelling every couple of seconds. It's apparently a very good game happening. But a sideshow to what's happening here, as X-Craze is just That's a pick. He found Brunswick and finishes him off. Data's now drawn the attention of 3 people. Oh, the Spirit Rush in to the Enchanted Crystallero is going to spell the death. That's a triple kill for X-Craze. They're trying to chase Zypher. They don't need to chase him. ROTM has the Baron buff, and they can march down through mid.
Data just casually in the middle of 3 people, not taking any damage. It's about the that's about the story right there of the last 10-ish minutes of this game.
Yeah, and they'll rip through Nexus Tower number 1. John Wick and Zypher not going to be enough to really hold the line here. God, that's so much damage from X-Craze. Quietly found a 12-5 score line somehow. He had the solo kills early, felt like he fell off in damage, and then all of a sudden, now he's got 12 kills at the end of the game. Crowstorm takes game number 1 in the I guess an upset win for game number 1, the 4-seed Crowstorm. Out to the early lead. We'll see if they can continue that trend or if Ouroboros has something left in the tank as the 1-seed. But we'll be right back. We'll probably be into the Darkwind game, I imagine. I'll play some music while we load it. Yeah, they're still in game.
I'm trying to think if I have anybody from Darkwind on my...
I only have cards. I had to add him 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I have cards. I have cards. Just gotta scroll through them. Here we go.
They're paused right now, so... Alright, we're just chilling in a pause for Darkwind game 1. And we're done pausing. As soon as I really mentioned that. Are you in, Oath?
Yeah, we made it.
Okay. I think this is the spectator unpause thing. To kind of recap while we might have a second, it looks like it's a very close game. Dorado up in kills, up 3,000 gold, but Hextech Soul in the pocket of Darkwind. And we're clearing vision around the Dragon Pit, it looks like, with Dorado Epsilon. Don't know exactly what the pause was for, so not going to really speculate on that, but yeah, this is a close game. You see anything that really sticks out to you that you want to talk about before?
I was trying to give a trying to come into this strong with like who's got the late game, and I can't tell.
Fair.
It's a very close, not just in game state, but in like who should eventually win this. If it goes to like full builds for both teams, it's going to come down to execution.
Yeah, Kanji is very strong. 11-2 and 5 on the Kaisa
Yeah.
is definitely the target that we need to watch in these fights. I would say almost nothing else matters. Is you've got to take down the Kaisa.
Oh. Yeah.
He's gonna fly in a lot of damage
right
coming
there.
in. They'll get on. They'll chunk out Yabby. But now, big Diana ult! It's a huge Diana ult from Lost in Rotation. Alley-oops is low. He's going to drop as well. ROTM finds 4 kills. The taunt comes through from Cardinals, and they'll take down OG Kush. It's the full house for Yab Yinda and Lost in Rotation. But what a huge Diana ult on the turn from Lost.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. They aren't quite able to pick Yabi. He gets into the redemption circle, and then they just lost track of Lost in Rotation, no pun intended. That's gonna be it. I'm pretty confident saying that.
Yeah, that looks like the game right there. Well, that was all you needed to see, I guess. Lost just goes man
There's your
mode
answer.
on a Diana Ultimate, and Darkwind up 1-0 over Dorado Gaming Epsilon, again a 4 seed, taking game 1 off of the 1 seed. So both Rodham teams off to a good start, and I guess now we probably have a little bit of a break while we load up our second
Yeah, that
games.
now we hang out, I guess. And I feel like I wasn't ready. I didn't even get to like say anything about that game. It just sort of happened right there.
Yeah, I haven't internalized any of their names. I couldn't tell you what happened in the game. Lost hit a Diana ult. That's all we
Yeah,
needed
he
to
sure
see, I
did.
guess. That was quite an ult.
That definitely happened. I was there.
Oh, sick. Crowstorm's drafting game 2. I can send you this link, and then we can maybe talk about it as it happens.
Oh, let's go. Ah, hey, look, it's Hecarim.
It is Hecker.
So,
I didn't actually
we're
look
back
at
to
which side
business.
was which. Okay, Crowstorm's on blue side.
Not
Okay.
a lot changed actually. No, like major characters that we saw from the last game got banned this time around. Diana Yasuo is a combo that exists in my video game. Huge fan of it actually. Both enjoy playing the Diana and the Yasuo in this setup. So, Samira, not necessarily a particular counter to anything that we're looking at from OBG, but a really strong lane with either of those supports.
Yeah, Samira is definitely a pocket pick for Benji, one of his favorite champions. And the Alistar to go with it. So that's a lot of damage in the bottom lane, and we're gonna have to see Benji and Garithar have a pretty strong game down there. Seraphine is unfortunately locked in for OBG.
You're not even subtle about it, just straight up unfortunately locked in.
No, I will openly dislike that champion. That's fair.
Yeah, I can't say anything about that. That's reasonable. No Vigar. No short jokes either, because we don't have Vigar, so what's the point of making short jokes?
I do really like the interaction between Vigar and Caitlyn, which are two champions that I don't think have ever interacted before, but in LOR. Caitlyn makes a short joke, and Vigar, of course, responds, "Dear Diary, kill Caitlyn." Very sad.
Measured response, very reasonable.
Yeah, very upset.
I mean, he's just, this is about short people and tempers. It's because they're closer to hell, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
This ban not really happening? Okay, there it is.
Oh no, there we go. And that seems measured, right? Like, 12 and 5 experience on the LeBlanc. Totally reasonable.
Yeah, I wonder why it took so long to lock in the LeBlanc ban, but regardless, it's gone. Aatrox and Galio taken away from ROTM, and now OBG get to pick a thing. Presumably they have jungle mid. Could be jungle top or jungle AD, I guess, or mid AD. Like, there's a lot of possibilities for Diana Yasuo, but I think the classic style is jungle mid.
Yeah, jungle mid seems like the strongest of the potential setups, but I don't know, man. Yasuo Braum is a lane, and we haven't quite seen an ADC yet, unless we're looking at ADC Seraphine, which is reasonable. The character kind of just exists and can go where it wants.
Yeah.
Nar's an ankle. I love that champion.
Yeah, with Ornn up though. I almost
Yeah.
don't know if it's. Nar is more generically strong, I think, than Ornn, but they're gonna go for that. So Vibon on the Gnar this game.
That seems fair. I like watching good Gnar gameplay. Ooh, that would be fun. I don't know if we're actually gonna get to see that, but I think this is a very underutilized pick. That's boring. Please don't. Yes! I'm also okay with that. That's job security, but also okay with that. I did main that champion for several years.
Alright, well, Ahri locked in for X-Craze.
It's really hard to go wrong with that character right now. It just feels like you can slot it into a lot of compositions and really not feel too bad about it.
Yeah, plus Gnar and Ahri have the furry synergy. You have Hecarim too. And Alistar, I guess. Like, that's a full furry team comp.
Do we give Hecarim the furry synergy? I feel like
I
we're
guess
missing.
not.
I feel like we're missing a lot of fur for that.
That's fair. He's much more spooky. Gangplank is the last champion, so.
I mean, I give him the, I give him like the honorary half human, half animal centaur pass, right? But
yeah. No, I'm not sure I really want to think about the ethics involved in that one, but
that's fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
So Gangplank is a character that has been locked in.
It feels like it's its own type of gamble.
Yeah. That
in and of itself.
It's not great in Gnar. Like, it's okay, but you don't.
You're
like,
definitely
ever
not picking it for
win.
lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's mid, in which case it's also bad in the Ahri, but in a different way. You know, maybe it's okay in the Ahri. Like, she can still bonk your barrels, but like, she only has the 1 CC, and you can eat an orange and BK.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't want to convince myself of that. I think that it's Gangplank top with Diana Yasuo jungle mid and Seraphine Braum bottom lane would be my read, but it also might not be that, and we're in for a big surprise.
That feels like it's probably the most reasonable on the list of options, but I could see this going a number of ways. Meanwhile, on Return of the Middle Six's side, it's very clear cut who's going where.
Yeah. So now we don't get to watch the second champ select, so I'm just going to throw up a BRB screen while they load into game, because there's really nothing to look at right now. I'm not, unless you want to watch my client. I don't even think I have anything interesting for an unboxing stream. Yeah. I have 5 champion capsules, but I don't think that's high drama to open on the stream. Oh, we could do a Darkwind draft. They're apparently about to start. That'd be a little. That'd be a
like
little troll. We could do it.
I'm down. It's.
Well, I don't want to.
That'd be fun.
We'd show the draft and then we'd go into the Crowstorm game. Like,
right.
It'd be really whiplash.
Here's what they're playing. Okay, now back to the real game.
Yeah.
Back to the one that we're actually gonna watch. Now that we've done all this analysis.
They also haven't started the Darkwind draft, so they're, you know what, 5 minutes behind or so. I'm hoping that these, like, Crowstorm has a quick game, and then Darkwind has a little longer one, so that we can watch like game 3 of both of them. Would be ideal.
That would be ideal. It would be fun.
But we'll see where we get to. Oh, there's noises happening. Oh, Data, thanks for the sub. Oh shit, that's a lot of things that happened.
I was gonna say oh shit, and then I'm glad you did because I didn't know if I was allowed to or not.
I
Oh shit!
oh shit, Nemesis with the 10 gift subs. I I don't know why it comes up on uh the sub alerts as like each individual person having the sub,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, wow, thanks a lot.
We really appreciate the support, man.
Oh, they switched
Nuts.
sides in the
Let's go.
client. It's funny because like all of the subs basically went to the players from the split.
Yeah, no, I'm not
That's pretty
seeing that
funny.
many people who like don't. I love it.
That's great. Thanks again, Nemesis. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we have 1 minute left in the spectator delay. That's up on screen. It's the Yasuo Braum bottom lane, like you were saying, with the Seraphine mid. So a little bit less mid jungle synergy, a little bit more bottom lane synergy.
Yeah, it feels like you draft the Seraphine to like exist into Ahri because that's what Seraphine mid does, is exists into most champions and does fine typically because it's really hard to kill. And then Yasuo Braum's actually pretty lethal, even into something as lethal as Samira Alistar. This could be a very explosive bot lane. Depends entirely on exactly how aggressive Corey, JJ, and Brunswick want to play it. Because if they just end up absorbing pressure for the entire lane, that works totally fine too.
Yeah, feels like a really high variance lane. Like this can flip very quickly, and even if you get a couple of kills behind, you can still probably find solo kills back the other way.
If they do get into the scenario where, because it's very difficult to queue, there's only one projectile that Benji's looking for in this lane, and it's Braum Q. So it's, you almost have to get the auto attack from Braum to start the chain. But once you do, Yasuo is notoriously good at proccing Braum passive.
Well, here we go into game number 2. ROTM up 1-0 thus far. John Wick has 243,000 mastery on Gangplank. That's a couple. Oh, I guess there was a pause that we just get to watch a blank screen for?
Yeah, we skipped it. We skipped the pause. There is no pause in Bossing Say.
But there also isn't anything happening.
Well, there is also no war in Bossing Say. Nobody's fighting.
That's true.
I can keep this joke going all day.
Yeah, and there's also no live action movie in Ba Sing Se.
Thank the Lord.
Weirdly, I think they were making.
Yeah, I was gonna say, weren't we supposed to get a Netflix series at some point?
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about all that, but as long as they don't call him
I was
Bong,
out when
I guess.
DiMartino and the rest of the writers were out.
Yeah.
When they jumped ship, I was like, okay, it's gonna be trash. Never mind.
Oh, oh, not quite. Is he gonna go for another one? It's like a 18-second cooldown if you don't grab it, so we got a little bit to wait, I guess. But
Yeah, he's got it in 5. Do it. Ah, sad.
oh, here it goes.
Okay.
All right, all right. Oh,
Here we go. Let's. All right. Game's over. Pack it up. Go home. We win.
I like that X-Craze flashed his mastery for Vbon hitting his boomerang. That's
Oh yeah.
the teammate synergy. You know, X-Craze has got you. Corey and Brunswick gonna get to lane early. It looks like they spot Benji there, which means that both sides should know that there's no junglers on this side of the map. They're both starting top side. They know where their bread's gonna be buttered this game, and that's down with this Yasuo and Samira in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that's probably not gonna end up being as explosive as it could be with both junglers going to the other side of the map, just because they both know about it.
That's a
At
weird
worst,
phrase
we
now
get
that
like
I think
a
about it.
fight over crab.
Where your bread is buttered. Like, you obviously know where it's buttered. You're doing the buttering, right?
It still works as turn of phrase because like the bread and butter is also like a very popular idiom.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it. Anyway, Corey and Brunswick gonna get the early level 2. Gareth are trying to stall that wave, but that's probably not what you want to do at this point. That's a lot of minion damage you'd be taking to try to freeze the wave outside a turret at level 1. John Wick looks a little more comfortable in this lane, though, than he did in the last one. Vebon taking some shots. John Wick casting gun.
He is definitely casting gun. He also happens to be casting barrel fairly sufficiently.
Alright, well, this is unfortunate circumstances for Vebon. One of the lanes you don't want to be melee into. Now he's going to be mega for a little bit, so has to just chill. Oh, X-Rays didn't get that cannon. That's very sad.
We got that. We got that barrel. We like that.
Gareth are just trying to disrupt the farming from Corey, it looks like, trying to knock him off the cannon minion.
There's not a particularly huge amount to talk about super early. We kind of did our lane analysis. This jungle matchup, on the other hand, is kind of interesting. It feels like it should be pretty difficult for Ziffer to keep up with the data early.
Well, and even late. Like, Hecarim just is good at farming the minions. That's why he's so popular. X-Craze with the 3 auto proc on the electric cube. I love to see it.
Huge fan of that.
But yeah, quiet game so far. Just the full clears from both junglers. Actually, it looks like Data might have skipped his romp in order to get both crabs, which Zypher's going to find out right about, well, now, as he sees Hecarim taking away that last crab. So he'll be a little bit sad right now. So it'll be about a camp, maybe 2 camp advantage for Data in the long run. But for now, a small boost of XP for Zypher.
Yeah, and that's just a byproduct of a bit of what I was talking about. Hecarim just naturally a little bit faster at getting through all of the camps, even on his first clear.
Yeah, both of our series have a big priority on Diana, which is kind of interesting. It's not like a super meta champion right now. It's like that next tier, but we're seeing it prioritized pretty heavily by, I think it's both Ouroboros and Dorado Gaming more than the RTM teams. Little combo there from X-Craze, getting about half the health out of Kiba.
I don't know about that for Darkwind necessarily.
Yeah.
Xander posted a shot of him getting B1 Diana,
Ooh, the
presumably for
Flash
himself.
Charm autos?
Yeah,
The burn, it's
yeah.
first blood, the solo kill for X-Craze in the mid lane.
That's the classic. That's the bread and butter. Charm Flash at level 6 doesn't even need to burn the ult. Just Charm Flash, drop the ignite. It's such an easy RE combo, and it's so difficult to really see it coming. Like you can know that it's about to happen to you, and still not necessarily be able to get the reaction time off to dodge it.
Yeah, so second straight game with X-Craze getting a solo kill in mid to start us off, and RTM settling pretty comfortably into this game. The fireworks we thought would happen in the bottom lane really kind of checked off on by both teams, and as a result, it's been Benji who's getting a bigger chunk of the farm thus far.
Yeah, which is actually really nice. That you're not getting pressured out super hard by Braum Yasuo. It can get pretty oppressive as a lane.
Yeah, the double wind walls can be difficult to deal with for some teams, but Benji and Garthar, we haven't even really seen too much trading down there, just opting to scale up and farm, which, if you're comfortable on the pick, you know, you're kind of want to do, so. Dragon gonna be started by Data and Benji, as Garthar is solo farming the bottom lane right now, now gonna walk in. And first Dragon of the game, gonna go to Crowstorm.
Yeah, it feels like there's not really a super high priority on contesting this. You're pushed in and bot, you don't have an advantage from mid, and you're not looking to move Seraphine over this early, especially with Diana on the offside of the map.
Yeah, John Wick doing pretty well farming thus far, keeping up with Vbon. That's kind of a hard matchup early for Gangplank, and he's relatively even in CS, has his Sheen completed. So that's nicely done by him on the scaling Gangplank pick.
It does appear that he's trading quite a bit of health to keep up, but you know, when you don't get punished for it super heavily, then you can definitely do that. It's worth the farm as long as you don't die.
Yep, now we're gonna have to back. We'll see. He is actually gonna burn that teleport. Gangplank not, you know, the best randomly teleporting in across the map, so no reason to hold on to that for now. And has his second Triforce component, which means that he's going Triforce number 1, or I guess that could be Sunderer, right? Those items build into Sunderer. I'm partially certain. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Hearthbound does not. Hearthbound builds into one other item, but I'm fairly confident that Stride is not making an appearance on my
Does it build into Essence Reaver? No, it doesn't.
No,
I don't know.
it does not. I'm pretty confident that it's actually just Triforce and Stride, but I could be wrong about that.
You would know better than I. I've been on support itemization for the last bit. All of that's just Kindle Gems. It's just Kindle Gems.
Oh,
down.
I totally forgot about Wit's End, but it's definitely not Wit's End either.
Yeah,
so.
Garthar with the knockup, but now we're gonna call in everybody as gonna back out. Actually, Benji going for it. He needs to hit the ult. He just doesn't. Not able to get the last tick of his passive, so it's just the 1-for-1 trade. Benji and Zypher picking up the kills.
Yeah, unfortunately, the last person he hit with something was the Yasuo. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, a lot of damage from Vbon, but he takes the barrel in return. Hits the, I guess it's an ice chunk, but the flash for the gun from John Wick isn't quite enough. X-Craze trying to find Zypher. He's got 2 more dashes available if he can get his rotation of spells back up. Hits the Q, hits 1 more dash, 1 more auto. There it is. Nicely done by X-Craze as he picks that one up, even getting Diana's flash out in response. So ultimately a win down on the bottom side for ROTM, as now teleport into mid lane from Vbon, as he'll get immediately rooted up by Kiba.
It was a really patient play, actually, out of X-Craze there. He knew as long as he doesn't burn anything unnecessarily or throw anything too early and miss, he has Ziffer dead to rights there. And that's another 2-0 start for X-Craze. Has his mythic first in the game.
Yeah, Data here, not quite able to get around the Seraphine ult, but it just doesn't matter. He's not able to get locked up underneath tower. Gets the heal from Garthar as well, just for a little bit of good measure. And Vbon and Data combine to take down Kiba for the second time this game. And it's 4-1 now for Crowstorm.
We are horse gaming here in this household for Data.
Well, you do know what they say. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. You give him a lick. He tastes like raisins.
I can't tell if I'm getting ad-libbed or if I'm missing something, but otherwise it's beautiful.
There's like a semi-famous viral song about that.
I will need a link to that.
I don't know that you do.
Oh no, I definitely do.
All right.
For sure.
Well.
But that being said, I mean, there's There's minor CS advantages in most
Not
lanes.
gonna land
Oh,
onto
here we go.
Corey. Benji able to get around the wind wall. In comes Data, but Zypher's also here. They're trying to finish off Corey first. Gets the little shield, but it's not quite enough as now the Inferno trigger is popped. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill for Benji, and X-Craze dives Kiba underneath the mid lane tower for 4 kills cross map.
Alright, Vbon, your time is now. Get him. We gotta get the ace, right?
He's
That's happening? It is not happening. That's alright, though. I don't think there's anything to complain about if you're on the side of Crowstorm. 4-1 on your Samira. She's about to pick up Mythic. X-Craze already has his Mythic. He's just gonna wail away on these tower plates.
Alright. There's a song link for you that I have interrupted my casting in order to get. I don't think it's appropriate to play on stream, so I probably won't. It's 8-1 for Return of the Middle Sticks, and a 5,000 gold lead, 2 dragons, and we get the Ocean Dragons. We'll have some chill lo-fi beats to farm minions, and I can't ever remember. It's to chill and farm minions too, I guess. I don't know. Vbon's in a lot of trouble though. Zypher gets in, and the cannon barrage from John Wick. He cast gun from long range away, and will take down Vbon in the top lane.
Yeah, Vbon slightly overstaying a little bit. I think the only minor misplay outside of that, which is just some unlucky timing, is probably didn't need to burn flash there. But you know, there's always the shot that you make it out. Regardless, he'll pick up his mythic and return to the top lane. So.
Yeah, and it is just the Triforce from John Wick, so there's a lot of nuance, I guess, to Gangplank itemization. Or maybe there isn't, and I just feel like I can build whatever the fuck I want in ARAMs, because that champion's really good in ARAMs. But yeah, Benji and X-Craze both very strong thus far in this game. 4 kills already on the Samira, 3 on the Ahri, and Data having a pretty good game to boot on the Hecarim. If you're looking for a bright spot, though, for Ouroboros, it's John Wick up in the top lane, 1-0-1 on the Gangplank, even in farm. And he'll be a big threat if he can continue to scale the way that he is. You're always looking for the Gangplank Dream, which is level 13 completed Mythic, and your first Cannon Evolve. X-Craze going melee in on the Yasuo. They're trying to make a play. He gets exhausted trying to kite back away. Teleport coming in from John Wick as well from the top. And ROTM seems like they're caught. Benji trying to fight his way out with the Inferno trigger. John Wick pretty low. Gets knocked up and knocked around by Garethar. Oh, that was so close. Now flashes into melee range of the Samira. Benji will finish him off. Brunswick trying to evacuate Data. Still alive, still trying to chase in. But they're not going to be able to find any more. That's it looked bad for ROTM, but it's actually a 2-for-1.
A really sneaky barrel setup there. John Wick almost picking off Benji, although I think the shield bow probably would have saved him. Regardless, it's a very close fight, and I think had Return of the Middle Six not had the ridiculous lead that they did going into it, it probably was a very bad situation for them, but good on them for recognizing where they can and cannot push their advantage.
Yeah, so tower in the bottom lane, tower in the mid lane, the result of that play. 5,500 gold, I guess, so not a significant stretch of the gold lead, but ROTM still pretty far in control. I never put timers up for this game, apparently. There they are. Minute 30 to go, or so, on the dragon. That's when you say a minute 30 and then realize it says a minute 40. Just to be clear, I think we're probably still seeing. Yeah, X-Craze able to dodge out of the ult from Zypher, but it just doesn't matter. Zypher has more than enough damage to take care of X-Craze. That's a solo kill for Zypher.
I feel like X-Craze probably stuck around a little bit too far, not thinking that the burst was going to fully choke him out, but definitely died with 2 stacks of his ulti still up. And one thing that's really annoying for Diana to deal with is if you dash as Ahri directly to the left of Diana, from the orientation of whatever Diana's facing, There's no way Q lands. It's actually impossible.
Yeah, kind of a weird skill shot. That little crescent on the crescent strike can make it kind of weird at times.
Yeah, I appreciate the uniqueness. It's one of my favorites that's been in the game for a while, but it is definitely exploitable.
Shout out to Diana's weapon. Really cool. Wish it was in Dark Souls. Um,
I'm kind of surprised that Aurochs aren't in Dark Souls. That's like they have almost every other weapon archetype from
they have
history.
like a design that looks like it, but they don't have one that like behaves the way that it should.
Yeah, it
It
doesn't have
just
like
has
the
a
move set. If it had a move set that's designed around it, I mean, I need to stop myself before I geek out about how they're actually used, but they're very interesting historically speaking.
well, that's like I used. Well, I'm not gonna get to talk about it. We'll talk about this at a separate time as X Craze has to kite away. Ooh, gets hit by the winter spite. That might be a little bit of trouble. Has to dash out, expend the ult. And RTM still pinching in from the top side. John Wick is back in base right now. Can't quite teleport in, but I don't think that they know exactly where the gangplank is. X-Craze looking for the charm, but Zypher just going to pull him in with the Lunar Rush. He's got nowhere left to go. And again, Zypher proving to be his bane. But on the top side, though, Corey JJ gets taken down by Benji. He's diving in. He's got the Inferno trigger going. He'll get the double kill. Kiba taken down as well. Zypher just able to get out of wallop range, but the triple kill for Benji and one more for Vbon as they go 4 for 1 in that trade. They'll get their third dragon of the game.
The problem with this setup that OPG is running into is that you're drafting Diana Yasuo 1 and 2, and then your only method of like having a hope in a team fight against Crowstorm, who's wildly far ahead, is hitting that combo specifically. So when you burn Zypher's full setup, getting the kill on X-Craze, then there's nothing left. Where else are you supposed to turn? Corey JJ does not have the damage to take a team fight, even if Braum were to hit an insane ult on 4 and have him get the full setup. Like, all pieces have to be directly on the perfect team fight for OBG, and it's not even something that they're really playing towards.
Yeah, so 14 to 5 in kills. Um, back to my point, I found a Naginata in Elden Ring, but it doesn't have its own moveset. It's just a spear, so it's kind of boring. A little upset about that one. I still used it for a while because it's still just a cool weapon, but like, yeah, a little unfortunate. RTM zipping around the Baron pit as it's about to spawn here for the first time in 30 seconds. They're really committed to just setting up for this 20-minute Baron. Well, actually, they're going to try to rush down Rift Herald. They have 7 seconds before it despawns. They're onto it. I don't think that they can get it down. Oh, with Gangplank's help? They got it. All right. That barrel might have been the damage that they needed.
It's possible, honestly. I don't know how deep the extension you get on Rift Herald goes, because typically it does despawn, but we saw a Rift Herald kill in the first game that was at literally 1955.
It extends to 55, but they were pretty close. They got that one at 53, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And the Gangplank barrel is like 2,000 damage because it cuts through armor. Garithar looking for something here. Just going to find a cannon barrage in exchange. X-Chris is up in the top lane, so this is just a 4v4 right now. Brunswick gets chunked through. Might be the first victim of the fight. He does fall to an auto attack from Vbon, and now Benji is off. He's triggered. That's a dumb call. I'm sorry. He got the triple kill. That's 12 kills for Benji Peach on the Samira. And ROTM looks like they might want the base now at 20 minutes. They might get the Dancing Herald in. Oh no, he used it in the top lane. That's so sad.
Yeah, but it definitely is, right? Like, John Wick is now recalling, but there's no way they don't get at least both Nexus towers. Brunswick's gonna be up. Corey JJ, who did not end up last breathing off of the Glacial Fissure? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it.
Oh, well, they can burn down the Nexus as it turns out. Not quite enough time for Corey JJ to get in. And ROTM with a dominant game number 2. Up 2-0 on match point now.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting scenes here from Benji Peach and Company, which is the potential rebrand in the future, right? 12-1 on the Samira. Really just got out to an illegal lead early and did not fumble it at all.
Yeah, so let's take just a short break. We'll jump into Darkwind game number 2 here. I'm just curious. Let's. Oh no, the damage charts are broken. Sag. All right, never mind. I was gonna say that'd probably be a pretty interesting damage chart to look at, but not gonna get it. All right, I'm showing the game on stream, but I have to fix the scoreboard really quick. Pretty sure Doge is like blue. That looks nice. That's a nice blue color. Right. This is the high production value you've come to expect from an ROTM stream.
Yeah, just about.
Alright, it's 8-3 for Darkwind early on here. I'm gonna hit plus just so that we can make sure that we're synced up with both here.
I am still
Nocturne-
loading, actually,
Nocturne
unfortunately.
ult into the top lane. There's different people in this game. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's a top lane swap. I wonder if Linguini is their normal top laner, and they're missing him for game number 1, potentially. I'm still fast-forwarding through. Top lane went down during all of that after the gank up in top lane. Cardinals on the Wukong has his Hullbreaker finished, which is very interesting, and we're caught up to live. We're at 11:55, to give you an idea.
Ah, it's the Cards Wukong experience. I live for this.
Yeah, and it's a great matchup into Camille to begin with, and then if you can get your Hullbreaker... Cardinals is very up on the current mid lane, or the current top lane tech, where you just build Hullbreaker on any champion, and then figure out what your build is afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many downsides to the item right now, especially if you're already winning lane.
Big dive in the bottom lane, though. Husky Templar and Alley-Oops looking for it. Yabby still staying alive. Banana just keeping him alive through so much, but they just don't quite have the damage. Husky Templar and Hybrid Carry able to get away with just a sliver of health from that dive.
Husky Templar hit 7 HP, I think? I think I read that correctly. Oh, this is the experience.
Yeah, Linguini can't even approach the minion wave. He doesn't have flash, so he can't be anywhere near aggressive. Pickaxe is just waiting for Hybrid Carry at his blue buff. Not able to get Channel the Fear because of the, well, everything going off. The Paranoia popped. He dives back out of the Galio ult, now looking for the re-engage. The Lunar Rush lost, picks up another kill. They gave him Diana after that last game. I honestly don't believe that, but Pickaxe picks up his second kill of the game, and Cardinals is continuing to bash away on this top lane tower.
Yeah, I can confirm that the bans went Ari, Syndra, Shen for Doge, first rotation, and then B1 Diana came through. So that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, so the Galio picked specifically to counter Diana. Not going great so far. The thing that has gone under the radar, I think, is that Banana has 4 kills on Soraka. I don't know how. That champion doesn't actually do any damage, so that's pretty remarkable. Banana gaming experience. Also, my dragon timer is just completely broken.
That seems mildly unfortunate.
Oh, it's because it's
I haven't turned mine on yet.
It's a Hextech dragon, so it doesn't have a symbol, and it was live, so it just didn't have a timer. Okay, there it goes. It's fixed now.
There we go. Nice.
It's weird they never actually added a Hextech symbol to their esports timers, because I don't think you're supposed to be able to access them. but also you would think that they would need that for their esports. So
You would assume so, and apparently you would be wrong,
yeah,
because the way they do it for esports is all straight overlay.
it's straight overlay with API access, and you can tell because it's delayed from what actually happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at least for LCS. LEC, I think, does it differently, which is bizarre to me. Anyway, the big double sleep coming through. Yabby trying to get the spell shield, but they're being very aggressive here in the jungle. Lost looking for a big ult, pulls in 3, gets a big ult, 3 kills. Banana picks up his 5th of the game on the Soraka, but it's a double kill for Lost, maybe more importantly than that.
This might seem mildly unprofessional and like semi-biased towards Return of the Middle Sticks, which I pretend not to be during cast. They really gave Lost Diana in this video game after game 1.
Yeah, and Yabby playing support Sivir, he hit R, and that was his big contribution there. He's 0-2 and 7 on the Sivir, supporting his Soraka, who picked up her 5th kill of the game during that fight.
Love
Meanwhile,
that.
Card's got a solo kill on Linguini up in the top lane. Um, so Linguini with about as much luck as Chef Linguini before he met a rat.
I was wondering when that reference was going to show up. It was going to be you or me, and my timer was about 2 more minutes, so.
Yeah, I honestly have only seen that movie once, so um, my
It's actually a very good film.
my
I appreciate
Ratatouille reference is probably not as up to date, not as highbrow as they probably could be.
There's very few like notable one-liners that involve Linguini specifically, so
Yeah,
definitely none that I feel would be beneficial to try to pull or force into this game in this commentary.
no, and it's weird. There's not that many like quotable lines from that movie to begin with. Like the biggest thing is the food critics like facial transformation became a meme for a little bit, but like other than that, it's not really a whole lot coming out of Ratatouille. Even though I think a lot of people really like that movie.
Oh, we're looking at another Herald setup for Darkwind, which is not surprising given that they're arguably more ahead at this point in the game than Crowstorm was in the last one. So, actually, that's not arguable. They're way more ahead at this
Yeah.
point in the game than Crowstorm was at 17 minutes last game. So,
Ooh, Kanji not able to find the taunt. Don't think it really matters in any regard. Lost just trying to find another solo kill on Linguini, and instead gonna force him out off of the wall dive. And Cards is right back to work. This lane swap is probably objectively better for Dorado Gaming than the last one was. Well, hybrid carry gonna get in, pops the Cyclone, does Cards. They're looking for the teleport back in. Can he kite back? He does kite back successfully to Lost. They'll find 1 kill, and the teleport coming in now from Linguini means that Lost has, flip sides, and Linguini... I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, Lost. Auto-attacking on through. Big Hextech ultimatum. They actually get the shutdown onto Lost. Cardinal's trying to fight his way out. There's really no help coming from ROTM because Pickaxe has dropped the Herald up in the top lane. He's busted through 1 tower. He'll bust through this inhibitor as well. And that is down at 18 minutes. And I don't think he'll quite be able to get that one into a Nexus tower. It's eventually taken down. Yabby and Banana are able to get another tower in mid lane. And it's an extended 2-for-1, which is 2 shutdowns for Dorado, but they lose 3 towers in the process. And an inhibitor.
It's a lot of upfront gold. If they're able to slow the game down, though,
a lot of damage actually coming out of
deer?
Yabienda on that burst, but the deer is very fast. They get the Equinox for the triple snare from from Banana, so that'll be the
Built
disengage.
different.
Yeah.
The 5-1 and 5 Soraka is really pulling in work. No, this is noticeably a very early inhibitor take. It is a lot of upfront gold going into the pockets of Return of the Middle Sticks, but if Dorado's able to slow the game down, this could come back to bite them a little bit. One thing that they don't really want to give up is a lot of free farm to Husky, because he's not as behind as the rest of them, right? There's no massive CS discrepancy in bot lane.
Yeah, Lost looking for the solo Bolo. Does he have the re-engage? He's got the flash. 1 more auto. Does he get in range? The W. There's the auto. Lost gets the solo kill. And he has the stopwatch to try to stop being knocked up. Somehow doesn't get hit by the Swirl Seed either. And ROTM now pushing in toward this bottom lane tower. Cards Lost and Banana all down here protecting kind of protecting Pickaxe, who's doing the dragon right now with Yabby.
Yeah, so one thing that I did find interesting about this draft is that, like, you've locked in the Galio counter specifically for the Diana, but Kanji was, like, your one shining beacon from last game. It's kind of odd that you would put him on such a supportive role. It bothers me in the same way that, like, Faker made, like, one-tricking Galio for an entire season did. Of course, reportedly that was, like, his decision, but it feels a little bit odd.
Yeah, I mean, in a professional scenario, you try to play whatever. Well, even in this, you're trying to play whatever gives your team the best chance to win. I don't think that putting your best player ostensibly on Galio is necessarily that what you're looking for. But who knows? We'll see.
You know, like in a professional scenario, compositionally, you would expect like other people to be able to step up, everybody playing at roughly the same level. I feel like it makes maybe just a little bit less sense in a league like this, but I'm probably reading too much into it. That being said, we are looking at the correlated result of that decision in the form of a 5-1 over 200 farm Diana at 21 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, there's something to be said. They do have the Camille Galio combo. Lost not quite able to find that Moonfall. They use a lot of defensive tools just to try to get out. Now Cardinals coming around from the side. That Paranoia dive in is able to take down Hybrid Carry Husky Templar. Falls as well. Kanji is the next person to get aggressed on, but everybody's staying alive. Banana kept Pickaxe alive through everything there.
Yeah, keeping Pickaxe alive, Lost, I mean, got bailed out entirely by his team there. Probably shouldn't have been there with such low mana, but Darkwind doesn't lose a member, and through the power of wishes and fruit, specifically. Oh no, I lost. I'm going for a potassium joke, but it wasn't coming through. We almost got there. That being said, everybody's healthy enough to take down the purple worm, and there's going to be absolutely no contest. So.
Yeah, and with the power of friendship and this gun that they found, you're able to take down the purple worm. It's a 15,000 gold lead right now for Return to the Middle Sticks. That's a couple.
Yeah, and I'm not positive whether I don't know the team well enough to say whether or not I'm the Banana is actually a like one-trick reference to Soraka specifically, but
I think
if it's not, maybe he should consider it.
But it's not right now. Yeah.
We're going for an interesting lane setup here. Pickaxe is farming, and then we're 1-3. But I guess when you're up this far, you can kind of do what you want. 15,000 gold ahead, the lead for Return to the Middle Sticks.
Yeah, Paranoia available, so Pickaxe just has to be within the zip code of the fight happening. He's close enough now. So now the 1-4 is set up with Lost in the mid lane, setting up the wave. Cardinals kind of shifting in between lanes, making sure his buddy Lost doesn't get jumped on. Now Yabby gonna escort the wave in. He hit his W button, which I don't think he really wanted to do, but Banana can top him off with 2 Ws. They'll get the tower. At what point do you feel like Doge needs to pull the trigger here?
10 minutes ago. I'm sorry, that's a little premature. 7 minutes ago. Yeah. I feel like at this point, the next best time, you know,
that was a nice dodge with the Hextech Ultimatum. It didn't matter in any regard. And now in comes the Cyclone. They've kind of run over this game. It's a killing spree for Lost. That's a big 5-man sleep, but no real damage to follow that one up. Yeah, Darkwind well on their way to a Game 2 win. We'll see if they can clean up a couple more kills at the end of this one, or if something really funny happens here. But nope, there's the 2 kills. The Nexus will fall for game number 2. Darkwind on game point against Dorado Gaming Epsilon. And game 3's in the sights for both of our squads, and maybe some quick 3-0s, maybe a quick bedtime so I can get to work on time tomorrow.
Unrealistic. Settle for
Unrealistic.
pain.
Well,
Really clean game coming out of the side of Darkwind. There's not a lot to say outside of that. I mean, oh man, Yabby. We were one death for everybody, and then we got down there. It's rough like that.
it's tough out here in these streets as a support severe.
Oh, okay. It looks like Crowstorm is already back in it. Yeah. Well, there we go. Just gonna hit this button and wait for my 38 spectator delay. These are some characters too.
I like that. I like seeing some characters picked in my video game. Alright. Client's up on stream. It's a mess, but you can talk about it if you want.
It's a bit of a mess. I've got 15 seconds. Let's see. Big win for Ouroboros as Ziffer has taken away the horse. We are horse gaming on the other side of the map now. Also, I'm excited to see you use Irakan lane in my video game. Not that it does particularly incredible into Nautilus Ash specifically, but I love that lane. It's one of my favorites.
Alright, well, no breaks, only non-stop casting here on the stream. So welcome into game number 3 between Ouroboros Gaming and Return of the Middle Sticks Crowstorm. Crowstorm on match point at 2-0. I hadn't even looked at the champions that are existing in this game. I've just been trying to fix the overlay. Benji is back on the Ashe after his 12 kill performance on the Samira, probably understandably banned. Garethar on Nautilus to support him this game, rather than the Amumu that we saw in game number 1. Yeah, the Gragas and the Aatrox, both kind of interesting picks, things that we haven't seen super often. The Aatrox had been banned from John Wick, I'm pretty sure, in both of the previous games. So we'll see how he does on a little more comfortable pick. Vibon back on the Gnar against it. Oh. We're actually only into hour 2 of the cast.
Yeah, no, this is actually clipping along at a fairly decent pace here. We're also getting the like analysis freeze experience where there's not a lot to talk about in these lanes unless I like start making things up on the spot. So.
Holy shit.
Oh my lord,
10
Nemesis with another 10. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. That also hits our posted goal of 30 subs, so that's pretty insane. Another hook from Garethar at level 1 here in the bottom lane. Getting a little bit of trades down, and we'll zip on back. You can see all these happy people hopping off their post up in the top corner. Weirdly, my voice feels more tired than it normally is at this point, though. I think just because it's been 2 hours of non-stop talking, no pause. All gas, no brakes on the Return of the Middle Stick stream.
Yeah, I've decided that I'm going to probably take the next like micro pause to go get myself some water.
I still have a salad from dinner I haven't eaten. It's just sitting here in front of me. I might just save it for later.
Let's go.
I was like, oh, I can eat that between games. The clown that I am. Level 3 trades up in the top lane, Vibon. Not doing too well off of that one, John Wick. stacking up some damage, but walks into the wallop there at the end.
So noticeable difference, not just that Zypher has taken away the horse, but John Wick did not get his second rotation Aatrox ban through in the draft this time. So, you know, if we're moving up the tier list of comfortable champions for John Wick to play into V-Bon, maybe it's Aatrox over Gangplank. Not that he looked particularly bad on the Gangplank last game.
Yeah,
He didn't get to participate a whole lot.
I don't think the Gangplank was necessarily the issue. He almost had that really nasty barrel set up as well. Like the one team fight that he was really able to kind of impact. This line's looking pretty good though for Corey and Brunswick, and they're getting the shove in. They have Ziffer there to potentially dive on that bottom side. Vbon really low, flashes away at the last second. Data's there to try to trade. Now the kick comes in. Benji trying to flash away, trying to stay alive, but it's first blood for the Rakan, and that's a nice dive from Ouroboros. Oh, Garethar not quite able to find the hook. He's got to get back away.
For such low average level in the game, that's a very clean dive from them, and the fact that they get the summoner spells along with the kill for Benji is really high value for them. It'd be refreshing to see Ziffer. I keep flip-flopping. Like, I can't decide exactly where I want to put the emphasis on the pseudo vow.
I had gone with Zypher, but you were insistent it was Ziffer for a little bit, so I
For a
went
little
with
while,
Ziffer,
and now
then
we've
I
flipped.
flipped, and then now
Yeah.
you've gone back.
No, it's super cursed. The player formerly known as Hecarim. If he could make a return to the bot lane before those summoner spells come back up, that would be a really good advantage and an already fairly winning lane at 5 minutes so far.
Yeah, Vbon gonna find Zypher steaming into the top lane. I'll just kick him into the wall. Vbon still wants a little more. Goes for the trade. Has the hyper proc. Has the hop away. Gonna get stuck in the infernal chains though. Dodges out. He's staying alive. He's got the happy feet.
Yeah, he's chilling. In fact, he's got Mega here. He's gonna push the advantage that Mega gives you naturally, even though he doesn't have 6 yet. He's just gonna sort of walk at him, maybe hit another Q. He does.
Hits the Q, hits the wallop. Has to hold his E though. Has to try to get out. There it is. Right on time as he turns into Mini. Gets the double hop. Staying alive up in the top lane. Drawing a lot of pressure up here from Zypher as well. They're putting a lot of emphasis on trying to get John Wick ahead.
Zypher's actually sticking around again, and it's gonna signal a dragon take that was already in progress from the first attempt headed up there.
Ooh, the blast plant into the hook from Garethar. Charm lands onto the Rakan, but he's got a couple of dashes in his kit. He can get away. Vbon has the hyper proc. Can he get away? He cannot. Zypher tracks him down. And yeah, just a lot of pressure being applied to the Gnar up in the top lane. Is they do finally get the dividend from that as they take that down. They do lose the dragon on the bottom side, though.
Yeah, the info of knowing for sure that Data is down there and on the drag, and there's no chance of anybody coming up to help Vbon, probably assisted a bit in that dive, but I feel like they would have made that play regardless. It's just a little unfortunate that Vbon's getting so much attention. They do get the payoff from that though, and a plate on top of it. So, ooh,
Yeah.
I've been a huge fan of Hex Flash ever since it became a thing, and I like seeing it utilized even when it's not on like Alistar or Set or Rel.
Yeah, it's a fun spell. I tend to troll myself when my regular flash comes back up. Try to hit it for the Hex Flash, and then you just flash immediately in place, and you're like, ah, terrible. But X-Gray's doing pretty well in the mid lane, though. 20 CS lead over Kiba, kind of along with what we've seen from
Yeah.
the first 2 games here.
This is pretty on brand for X-Rays. Hasn't hit the solo kill yet, but I feel like, ooh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, you feel like it's
That's
coming.
just a kill.
Or he'll find
Oh.
Cypher, one more auto, one more dash.
It's a nice smite.
Oh, and the ult from
Oh,
Kiba Boy
wow.
is enough. The unleashed power comes through and punishes
That's a
X-Craze
tilter.
for sticking around a little bit too long. The healing plus the smite from Zypher is able to keep him alive.
Yeah, that was fairly nice though. It was about as nicely played on all fronts as you could ask for. It's just one of those things that doesn't quite fall your way. Yeah, I feel like part of the CS differential that we saw in mid is probably due to the fact that Kiba, unwilling to give up another set of solo kills, has been conceding maybe more than he would like to be. or maybe more than he had been previously.
Yeah, Vbon's still pushing in, trying to do what he can up in this top side. A little bit behind John Wick now. John didn't even get a assist on that kill though, so it's just the CS advantage plus the XP advantage, I guess. Ooh, gets pulled in by the Infernal Chains. That's actually devastating. World Ender pop by John Wick. Vbon has nowhere to run. He didn't need to flash,
I
but
don't feel like that flash was required, but
I think he was worried that Vbon had his own flash up, which it's 5 seconds. We have that
it's close
knowledge.
enough that
Yeah.
that's fair. Because if you go for the Q dash and you miss, and suddenly you don't have the speed to keep up anymore,
Yeah,
I can see
so
it.
4-0 for Ouroboros Gaming early on. They've had a much better early game than they did in the first two games. They had a bigger lead in game one, though. So we'll see where it goes. A little dyssynergy there, but the flash in from Data has enough damage. That's honestly kind of terrifying that they still had enough damage to chew through Kiba Boy, despite missing a couple of abilities in there. And yeah, first kill of the game for Crowstorm in mid lane as X-Craze and Data combined.
Yeah, it's early short Sork shoes, and the fact that Syndra's just a wildly squishy champion even at level 8.
Yeah, so on the board for Crowstorm. You like that one. Benji and Gareth are now with level 6s down in the bottom lane, makes them infinitely more threatening, although Zion Rakan get a lot of safety with their level 6s, as well as that engage potential. And Zypher has walked his way down into the bottom lane. They know that the middle bush is clear because of that pink ward. They'll continue pushing in. If Benji steps a little too far forward, this could be pretty deadly little combo that happens. They have to know something's up. Brunswick just walked back with his... Oh, that's a really timely ward from Garethar. Able to sneak that one in because he saw Brunswick walk back away from the wave.
Yeah, that was some solid game sense from there, figuring out that something's a little fishy, something's a bit off.
Dragon gonna spawn here in 20 seconds. Right now, Ouroboros with the inside track. Data has just recalled and is walking his way in. And with the wave state in bottom lane, you have to imagine this is going to be a tough contest from ROTM anyway. Benji and Gareth are trying to clean up bot wave as best they can. They're going to teleport in Vbon to the tower. And Garethar walks in. He spots everybody. Goes for the hook anyway. He's pretty tanky with that Aftershock proc. In comes Data from the top. They get through Kiba Boy. He's very low, but staying alive. X-Craze picks off one at the top. They're trying to finish off two. Now Benji kiting away from Zypher. He's done it. He kites successfully away. John Wick teleports to the tower, but he's not able to really make his presence felt. It's 4 kills for Crowstorm. Now is John Wick trying to get away. A couple of autos. What do they have left in the tank to get him? Vbon just takes a huge Q number 2, but Benji has the autos, and it's an ace for return. Well, not quite an ace because Brunswick had respawned. It's 5 kills for return of the middle sticks, though.
Yeah, and you couldn't really ask it to be any more timely than that. As the dragon comes up, we pick up that. We're gonna get an Infernal Rift, which feels fairly appropriate for how far we've come from our previous experience. I think we went, what, like Aether into Cloud into Ocean? I know I'm missing one, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
X-Rays might have stuck around a little bit long here. There's no ultis though, so he's probably just gonna be fine.
Even gonna stop.
Even
kill
sticking
war
around
on
to
his
toss
way.
out the yeah. He's really just hanging out. Of course, the lane swap has come through, so there is also the chance that he's just looking for a kill and not backing here. That's actually exactly what he's doing.
He doesn't have the ult, but he's got all the other tools. Oh, doesn't find the charm though. That means that he can't really find it. Just a couple of pixels wide there, and we'll eventually need to back from that bottom lane. They have fully lane swapped though. Benji and Gareth are putting a little pressure down on mid lane. Zypher is going to go ahead and take away the Rift Herald though, and that's not really contestable right now for ROTM just because they walked to the wrong side of the rift. Now maybe they have the awareness. They might have spotted him. Do they want to walk all the way in though? Zypher and John Wick duoing it out. Vbon in the area. It's down to
They're aware
4,000
of it
health.
now, and they don't want to stick around for it, it doesn't look like. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Hawkshot
going to
gonna
be a tight
spot everything
turnaround
out.
time to get
Vbon,
plates off of it, and yeah, they're going to leave it.
yeah, Vbon's stacking up his rage now on the Scuttle Crab. Hits the boomerang. They don't have X-Craze in the area just yet, so RTM can't really commit to it. Now, there's 10 characters just kind of milling around mid lane, not really sure what to do.
Yeah, the tension diffused, but they had already pulled everybody on both sides up, so we might see. I mean, with data resetting, it's unlikely that Return to the Middle Sticks goes for anything, but maybe Ouroboros wants to try and take a gamble at the fact that they just happen to have everybody available,
Yeah,
and it doesn't
and
look like it.
Vbon's Mega Gnar not going to come up for a little bit. It would have been maybe a timing that they could look at, but looks like everybody headed back to the lanes that they were pseudo originally in. This time assigning Kiba Boy down to the bottom lane, it looks like, is going to be the big change. But Brunswick is in his pocket. Ooh, did he get spotted on that ward? I don't know if that's a friendly ward or an enemy ward. Doesn't look like X-Craze. No, this could be a nice little gank setup for Ouroboros if X-Craze gets a little too antsy, and he's got the Spirit Rush away, able to just continue to get away. He's fine, even almost able to kill Brunswick after getting surprised by the recon. Meanwhile, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow in the mid lane just going to be Featherstormed away, and Vbon getting ganked in the top lane by Zypher. He's got the Mega, gets the shove back away, doesn't have the hop available. The wallop as he gets pushed back in, it's not going to be enough as Zypher picks up that kill, and Benji and Data and Gareth are a wail away on this mid lane tower. X-Craze will continue working his way on the bottom lane. Has to be a little careful with Kiba Boy.
Yeah, Scout of the Week down now, so this tower just has to be conceded, which, I mean, it's fairly inevitable that it goes down anyway, but yeah, X-Craze, no sums, no ulti, but still exerting so much pressure. It's just how far ahead he is. Almost 50 CS up? Not quite, about 40 CS up.
Yeah, and they'll steal away the OBG red buff on their way out. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Return of the Middle Sticks. They have 2 dragons in their pockets. Third one up here in a minute 15 as they'll get their group recalls. Vbon won't have teleport in time, but neither will John Wick. So 2 top laners isolated up on the top side. Won't be able to join. Might just have a 4v4 hoedown around the Baron. The dragon. It's only hour 2. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I'm going. We're spaghettiing everywhere.
We're doing alright. This dragon's gonna be up here in 40 now, and it looks like we might be looking for a play ahead of time in mid for Ouroboros, which makes sense as the team that's behind a little bit. You would wish for a pick opportunity ahead of the play. I don't really know exactly what a successful team fight looks for them. X-Craze is just so difficult to lock down on this character, and he's the one you really need to be gunning for in this scenario.
Yeah.
No TPs for either top laner, although it's going to be fairly close for Vbon specifically. Up here in about 17.
Charm over the wall onto Zypher as they do set that one up. Crowstorm looks like they should have this dragon pretty well in hand. They're doing it really slowly though. And OBG looks like they might want to offer something over the wall. Another charm lands onto Zypher into the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Data goes in. Do they actually have the damage to go on through? Kiba Boy finishes off Data on the top side. OBG is winning this fight pretty handily, but Benji still alive, still outputting a lot of damage. Hook gonna land as they get another kill. Vbon from the top side as, oh my goodness, the wallop comes through into the wall. He'll knock John Wick around. Flashing forward, looking for Benji. Flashes out of the Infernal Chains, gets a little bit of healing, but he'll fall as well. It's a quadra kill for Vbon.
Yeah, Vbon's TP being up a little bit faster is definitely the difference maker for that one. Although Benji, might have had something to say about it. His health bar fairly unaffected by that initial bout.
Yeah, just a huge fight from Vbon and Benji though. Able to come in clutch when it mattered. John Wick again, that teleport just a little bit too late and not quite in time to help out his squad. And now, oh, That was a hawk shot. No one saw it. It's about a 3,000 gold lead for Return of the Middle Sticks. They continue to string out little advantages into bigger advantages. And on Infernal Soul Point, now with that weighing down in 4.5 minutes, what does OBG have left in the tank? Their season in the balance now. And got to find some picks, you imagine, to get back in the game.
Yeah, definitely. You're not so far out of it that it's feels impossible, but John Wick's some nice movement. He really should be probably a little bit less aggressive, but he is making a strong case for himself. Has not well, I say that and then he gets hit by everything except the charm, so.
Yeah, importantly not the charm though, because the charm is what's going to actually trigger his death.
Yeah, the charm definitely would just kill him in this instance. So.
Benji gonna pick up a blue buff. I'm curious, is that a Phantom Dancer as a second item?
It looks like it is, which I think is fair.
X-Craze is still just holding his ground against 2. Gets the ignite, gets the kill, and he's out.
Yeah, wow. Knows how to play with the lead, that guy.
Yeah, a little aggressive at times. Able to find that one, and ROTM bust down the mid lane tower. They'll look at the inhib as well, and now it gets a little dire for Ouroboros Gaming. 3 minutes to go. Number 1 seed coming out of their group. Haven't found a victory yet in this series, and now up against the ropes here in game number 3. What do they have left? With 2:30 to go, looking for a huge team fight around this Infernal Soul, or that might just be night-night for them.
We've got a relatively strong horse coming into his second item here fairly quickly. It's not going to be the upgraded version, but you know, a respectable showing here at a Zypher, and 2 items up on Corey JJ. It's not quite like in times yet for them, but it feels like they really can't concede that much more.
Yeah, Brunswick hits the Jets with Zypher. They're looking for Garithar. They are eventually going to find this pick. There's really nowhere for Garithar to go. And it'll go... Oh, Brunswick picks up the kill. That's not ideal. John Wick looking for the solo bolo up in the top lane. Goes forward. X-Craze just kiting back away. Doesn't have any mana left. Just has to run into the jungle to the blast plant. Can he get there? He is away. And Data will say no to the rest of the engage with that Everfrost. Well, maybe not. Maybe John Wick just continues being a bully.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't stop until he's told to by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but yeah, no, John Wick kind of feeling himself. Does chase off 2 members and create a little bit of an opening here in mid if they can capitalize on it.
Yeah, they get the pick onto Garithar, and they force a lot of resources out of X-Craze and Data and Benji as well. Zypher trying to hit the Jets, goes for it with that onslaught of shadows, but Garithar able to pull him back out. Vauban as Meganar hits the wallop down onto 2. They're trying to dive in between these towers, but it's just not working for OBG. X-Craze not quite able to find the charm, but it's 2 kills as the front line falls. John Wick and Brunswick in the death chamber. When is the Enchanted Crystal Arrow up? Oh, it's still a little bit. Okay. I was waiting on that to go in. X-Craze is going to take the unleashed power, and it's a shutdown that does go to Kiba Boy.
Actually just ends up as a 2 for 2, and I was a little bit worried about that at the start for Ouroboros because they never actually killed the mid tower. They just went past it straight up, but a really nice Featherstorm Blade Collar combo from Corey JJ is going to stop most of the tracks and does quite a bit of damage over the top, and then it was just some nice kiting.
Yeah, teleports in from the top laners. Vauban goes to the bottom lane. John Wick goes to the mid lane. And OBG is going to be the first ones who are able to set up on some vision for this Baron because X-Craze is still in the death chamber for another 2 seconds. Corey takes a little bit of damage there from Data. They do get the knockback though with the Scatter the Weak. John Wick very low. It's stolen by Kiba Boy, excuse me. The gold threw me off. I thought it was stolen, but OBG able to secure the dragon. They lose Brunswick in the process as Vbon goes mega and throws him into the wall. But you probably take that trade right now if you're OBG, and
I think absolutely you do.
this is
I
maybe
got
the risky part as
yeah.
ROTM sets up for the Baron. OBG really in no position to answer this one.
Nobody can really get here. Like, and this doesn't go down super like slowly either. We've got Blade of the Ruin King, Phantom Dancer on Ashe. It's pretty much already gone.
And there it goes. Baron in the pockets of Crowstorm. Just need the
There's
final couple of pages left in this book to close it out. That's not a phrase. I don't know where that came from.
but it works.
It does.
Like it works really. I like that. Regardless, I was about to say it, and it's coming true right. Well, no, maybe it's not. It's not coming true. He left it. I was gonna say there was so much standing gold in the form of some really, really low outer towers here for Ouroboros, but they aren't gonna be able to pick that up for a while because
X-Gray's getting caught maybe here, and Chino Cristero gonna bonk Corey JJ into the Nautilus ultimate. Gets the big double knockup as well. They're looking for the bot lane. The damage finally comes through. Benji is able to get that one. Kiba Boy low with a flash over the wall, really feeling it. The double kill for X-Gray's Hokage as he's dashing on in. Won't be able to find John Wick, but with 3 kills and the Baron in their pocket, ROTM are marching down mid lane and looking to end the series now.
they felt like they had an opening, and I can't really blame them for it, but that mistake is probably going to cost them this series. I don't see any way John Wick and Zypher alone can hold this for another 20.
Hook lands onto John Wick. Data finishes him off. Zypher into the back lane, just trying to get a little bit of attention drawn to him. Brunswick dies in the process. Data has the stopwatch right on the doorsteps of the base. Garithar is low, but he's the only one that's particularly low in terms of health. Flash forward from X-Ray's not quite able to find it. Corey JJ getting some damage down, but the Nexus is falling, and it's gone for game number 3. Crowstorm with the 3-0 sweep, the upset win for Return of the Middle Sticks, and they'll advance to the quarterfinals.
Really, not just another really nice clean game coming out from them. X-Cray's definitely the MVP on this one, but everybody had a relatively standout performance. They just shut the door so early on Ouroboros. It felt really difficult for them to find a good opening back into this one.
Yeah, and I'll bring up the bracket here. So Crowstorm going to move on from the round of 16 into the quarterfinals, where they'll take on the winner of Iceborne Legends and Team Shadow Specters. But we still have a little bit more drama to go. Let's jump back into the Darkwind series. It was a much more official voice than I think I needed to use for that.
I was gonna say it was like a very fantastic like send off to commercial break, except we're not getting the commercial break. We're just watching Trendemir Gaming.
We do have Trendemir Gaming though. It makes me feel some kind of way. I'm glad it's on.
There's a limited amount of negativity I can bring to the fact that it's Trendemir Gaming. Because it's us. That's a kill. I should probably press all of these buttons that make it live. We'll do it live. We're Bill O'Reilly now.
I am not. Okay, we're logged. We are in the game.
Huge.
Hybrid carries bugged. That's kind of interesting.
L.
We'll see. I need to fix a scoreboard, and then I need to figure out what the hell is going on with my life. But for now, just the scoreboard. Alright, we're
That was some tier 1 600 IQ stuff from me.
we're zipping through to live now as the gank in the top lane comes through from Lost. Banana was there just to watch as they'll get that one. Hybrid carry and alley-oops trying to duo out this dragon. Hybrid's very low. He just wins the fight against the dragon. So as we take stock of what's happened so far. Oh, I did flip the scoreboard sides, I just didn't hit the transition. There we go. Sick.
What I what I was mentioning about. Oh,
Oh,
nope, no, not
okay.
quite. Okay, I do get a second. What I was mentioning about some real 600 IQ stuff from my side of the casting desk. I was like starting a point and I thought I was muted, so I hit my mute button as I started speaking about analysis and what have you.
Yeah, Yabby in a
So
lot of
very
trouble. Has a
weird that
well-timed
Ezreal.
heal, but nobody is taking
Oh, it
tower.
was
Hybrid
almost.
carry is gonna die to it, so he does get the trade, and the kill goes to alley-oops on the Bard.
Yeah, that was really well played by Yabby under that tower. It's unfortunate that he didn't quite have flash up because I feel like if he goes for that and then he does the I mean it's some really it was some really good tech for the moment if he goes for the R flash to reposition.
Yeah,
Still goes for that. That would have been nuts, but that plan not available to him and he still gets the 1-for-1, so pretty solid.
yeah, some really weird champions in this game. Tryndamere we
Yeah,
haven't seen
I'm
yet today. Feels like a couple of these things off the tier list, but Lost in Rotation on his Twisted Fate. That's a champion he's played a lot and has always looked very comfortable on. Yabby's on his Ezreal, which isn't like the highest rated AD carry right now, but definitely one that Yabby's comfortable with. And on the other side, you got Gragas in the top lane. There's a Rek'Sai in the game. There's a Lucian mid. There's Ziggs and like all of those are off the tier list, right? We haven't seen any of these picks yet from Doge.
No, it feels like they're doing what you do when you're down 0-2 in the series. They're breaking out the odd playbook. It feels like the Lucian mid's probably a direct answer to TF. It's very difficult for TF to like enjoy that lane. If he spends any time in the laning portion of it, which so far I haven't seen Lost do, so definitely playing to the strengths.
Oh,
That's a nice flash.
that was a
Wow.
really quick flash from Kanji. He's got the culling as well into the Tempered Fate, and that should be a dead banana, but now Cardinals walks in from the top side and is going to scare Doge enough off of that wave. And they don't even get the
I
pick out of all those tools, but that was still such a nasty flash from Kanji.
I've got to give it to him. Either the man's on 8 ping or he's just got better hands than most people I see at this level because wow.
Yeah, Yabby gonna get chunked just a little bit by the Bard autos, and Mega Inferno Bomb coming through. Does he have the happy feet for that? Oh, he did the R flash, but not quite enough as Husky Templar has the stopwatch to make sure he doesn't fall. And Yabby hits the Death Chamber for the 4th time this game. They're really picking on the Ezreal.
Yeah. I mean, it feels appropriate, right? Like you don't have necessarily losing lanes anywhere else. This feels like it's actually probably going a little worse than I expected it to be, but we were seeing cards dominate Linguini in similar fashion on different character picks last game, so maybe it's a player thing. Doesn't feel like Gragas should be losing this heavily to Tryndamere this early.
Yeah, this feels like it should be a decent counter. Anytime Tryndamere wants to really get in, you just belly bump him and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the attack speed slow on the barrel, which is kind of nasty. I still don't know why that's actually in the game. But
I have less beef with that than the fact that even if I don't CC her during it, Fiora's riposte still slows my attack speed by a ridiculous amount. That feels super illegal.
yeah, that's fair. Alley-oops hanging around the top lane. A lot of movement this game from Doge, trying to, excuse me, zip around the map, find some different angles. Hybrid carry sneaks in, grabs the Rift Herald, and sneaks on out through a tunnel. So
Feels
Doge,
like we that's probably the Bard effect in full effect. Like if you're actually coordinating and you pick Bard, you just do that. Go everywhere.
yeah,
Why not?
cards doesn't have the damage really stacked up yet, so not super threatening here against Linguini, but can continue right-clicking the minions as freely as he wants to.
And
Oh,
so far he's been doing a fantastic job of that up 32 CS.
I think Linguini feeling a little bit of the pressure maybe from Lost being off of the map. Yabby gonna get collapsed on again in the mid lane. They'll finish him off with the auto attack from Konji. Hook lands from Banana as he gets hit by the Tempered Fate. He has the ultimate back in, trying to turn onto Alley-Oops pickaxe, turns on the Volley Bear, ult on to the Lucian. He'll finish that one off. Hybrid carry in with the ultimate, not quite able to finish off Lost, but he's stuck in no man's land. Now Cardinals collapsing in from the top. Linguini has the flash back away, and there were a lot of people zipping in and out over the walls during that fight, but it's overall a 2-for-1 in favor of Dorado Gaming.
That was a really nice Tempered Fate to set everything up. It sort of gave uh, Dorado Gaming the time and the cushion to get everything set up the way they wanted to. And Pickaxe able to pick up Kanji, but outside of that, they don't lose anything off that play, and it's it's gonna turn into this because you're able to get out with your lives, so you get the kills, but Dragon, not so much.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Pickaxe still had his smite sitting in inventory. Could have stayed on the dragon and smited it. Now threatening the TF ult and the collapse. He's in looking for alley-oops on the side. Really good satchel charge though from Husky Templar. Do they have the damage? They do, as Cardinals is able to finish him off for his first kill of the game.
It was a nice satchel charge. I feel like there's a play if passage is up for it, which I don't know that it was necessarily. I feel like the obvious play is to just satchel through that wall, or to passage through that wall and drop the satchel on the other side, so it's a free getaway. That takes a lot of coordination in the moment, though. Like, you can say that from an analysis perspective. Getting that to work in a life or death situation in game takes a lot of synergy.
Yeah. So, 7-6. It's a 1,000 gold lead now for Dorado Gaming. They're down 2-0 in the series. Need this one to stay alive. And, yeah, there's a lot of characters on the map right now.
Yeah.
Now the
And
fatigue's starting to set in. A little tired now.
Those characters all happen to be doing stuff as well.
Oh, weird.
Notably, we get to watch the Bard Clearing Vision experience. It's one of my favorite programs. Before we get to like your featured broadcast for the evening.
Yeah, Bard's just such a fun champ because like even if you're losing, you just kind of you're vibing, you're going around, you're doing your own thing. Gotta get some chimes.
Bard as a character is what like Ocean Rift was made for.
Yeah, and we have the confluence this game, so alley-oops probably lost in the sauce right now.
Absolutely. I know I definitely would be. I'm off collecting chimes, listening to lo-fi.
Yeah, Hybrid Carry gonna get in and get the knock-up onto Lost. They drop in the Mega Inferno Bomb as well. Damage is enough to finish off Banana. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cards trying to hit Linguini as much as possible, and it's nicely disengaged with the barrel and the belly bop and the other barrel. I don't know where he stores all those barrels.
They're in the fat rolls.
That's fair. This skin seems like it'd be a little more difficult to get them out wearing the full scuba suit. I guess it's not scuba, it's like Arctic warfare. It's like a parka and I don't know what the tank is on the front of it.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, like on brand. This time they're not stored in the fat rolls; it's in the utility belt, or something.
Yeah.
Like the winter survival gear. Also, I really appreciated the fact that Husky Templar is leveraging, in that last play in mid, the ability to just drop Satchel Charge when Nautilus is the one coming towards you, and knowing that pretty much no matter what, as long as you stand on it, you either get to take it out for free, or he's going to hook and it's going to interrupt and knock him away anyway.
Ooh, the tower interrupt is enough for alley-oops to take the kill in the bottom lane. Yabby, again, not really overextended, but they just continue to rotate and pick on the Ezreal anywhere that he's trying to farm in a side lane.
Yeah, it's not...
Oh, they spot pickaxe
It's
out
not
on
that
a
he's
ward.
overextended. Oh, boy.
And he doesn't
He's
get over the wall
probably
with
fine.
that jump?
Ooh, that's really unlucky. That feels super rough, because like you can see the circle spawns for the targeting on the other side, and then he doesn't actually appear over there. That's unlucky. It feels like that's what I was going to make a point about. Yabby's not overextending, but it feels like he's staying unnecessarily. Oh.
Yeah, they're looking for cards. They have a lot of tools, but
it's Tryndamere.
It is Tryndamere. He doesn't die. Local
I don't
man
know why you
literally too angry to die.
I don't know why you would do that. you don't get that kill ever.
Well, it does get them pressure for the Rift Herald that has spawned.
That's fair. I can appreciate that, but I feel like you can also do that by just rotating Bard Zigs up like they already were. It's unlikely you get contested from that angle. Maybe they're just here to flex a little bit.
Yeah, Lost gonna walk in, gold card on, gets the stun onto the Gragas, 700 health, it's smited away by Pickaxe, and now can they look for the engage over the wall? Megan Fernabom chunking through, Lost goes in, gonna get the stun on the outside of that Bard portal, still looking for the Gragas, Linguini low, and finally finished off by a Mystic Shot from Yabby, and they get a pick and the Rift Herald, and that's a positive play for Darkwind.
Yeah, it is. That's solid. We can appreciate that. It was another really nice Tempered Fate that felt like should have gotten everybody out, but enough tools to chase even without the Volibear ultimate. So
Yeah, Kanji does his best Cardinals impression and is staying down there in the bottom lane, able to take down the tower. It does open up potentially this dragon for Return of the Middle Sticks. They need to check. Hybrid Carry is just on the side now, gives his spot up. I think he might have been able just to hide in there, although Banana, I guess, does have the sweeper up. You can't really count on that one. Lost is in trouble, has the Everfrost to root up Kanji. Does he want to continue looking? Now he has to, as Cards walks on in. Oh, he flashes away from the True Shot Barrage? Pain is insane.
yeah, no, that was nuts. I mean, he still ends up going down. Kanji gets the 1-for-1 trade, but he forces Kanji to flash alongside him as well. So all in all, really nice from Lost. Probably didn't necessarily need to push for that there, but there's also the chance that with Gale Force and Flash, Kanji gets out from the 4 people collapsing above.
Yep, Cards and Linguini gonna renew pleasantries down here in the bottom lane. Now, it's a 2,000 gold lead for Dorado. Linguini feeling it. He's got his chem tank procced, and Cardinals obliges him by getting on out. Maybe worried that Hybrid carries in his pocket or something like that.
Would be concerned about that. Could just not be feeling the fight with no rage stacked up. I mean, you have to probably ult fairly early if Linguini pops his, so at worst you're just expending Undying Rage and not getting a kill for it, which kind of feels bad if you're Tryndamere. Boy, Everfrost is fun to play into.
Yeah. Oh, hook from Banana onto Husky Templar, trying to keep him locked up underneath the tower. Do they actually have the damage down? The stopwatch into Tempered Fate, and the Ezreal comes on through for the shutdown for Yabby. Flash forward for Banana. They find the hook, and Kanji will fall as well. Lost picks that one off, and now Cardinals back to work on the bottom side, autoing through Linguini. Does he actually have the damage to eventually get through this? Doesn't look like he does with no Gale Force available, but RTM even up the gold count. They get a couple of picks up on the top side. Card's still looking for it. He's got the Undying Rage available if he wants it. Be a little risky, I think. Needs some rage stacks. Linguini hits the ult, and Baron is started up by ROTM. Undying Rage just popped in the bottom lane. 6,000, 5,000 health. Alley-Oops doesn't have his ult, so this is relatively safe, although Hybrid Carry is there. And now they spot him. It comes in. In comes Hybrid Carry. 1,000 health on it. They hold damage. That was so good from Darkwind. And they'll pick up the Baron at the end.
That was really nice play. Good heads-up decision.
Oh.
Hybrid Carry kind of had to go because Baron's at 2k, and then they just stop it dead at 1,500, kill him, and then take.
Yeah, really well coordinated by Darkwind. That was actually insane coordination by a 5-man plat stack, you know. I didn't see what happened to Cards. He didn't die, but he didn't get a kill either on the bottom side. So
No,
I
it
guess he
just
spun out of there.
just spun out of there, walked it out, and Linguini without flash is not able to follow with the body slam. So
Yeah, kind of weird. We have two of the 2 champions in this game that can build Navori quick blades without it being a complete troll in this game, and one of them did buy it.
yeah, and we might be looking for another one in the future, but Kanji looking in a different direction at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is fair. It's kind of difficult to do any damage to Pickaxe when he's running at you and you don't have some type of health shred.
Tryndamere Gaming. Linguini's here to maybe make this a little bit more threatening, and with alley-oops in the pocket, that was actually a really nice Tempered Fate again, to help make sure that his buddy Kanji stayed alive.
Yeah, no, this has been a really impressive set of Bard ults in a row. I don't think I've seen alley-oops not hit basically what he's looking for.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's been a varied couple of looks. He had a turret turn off. He had a couple picks, a couple defensive ults. Like, uh, running the gamut. If we see a big objective ult, I think he'll hit the Bard bingo for ultimates. Pickaxe and Banana looking in mid with the gate in from Lost in rotation as well. Oh, the Satchel Charge just timed out. Looking for the kill is Hybrid Carry, but he's not going to be able to find it as Banana able to finish him off. Disengage ult from Linguini as he'll knock Cardinals around sideways. And now with the Baron still on, they're looking for a little bit more. Yabby needs to get to something defensive. Oh, he's looking for the 1v1. Got the auto, misses the Q. Kanji just finishes him off. He shuts down Yabby. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was all going to be Yabby running away, but he opted in for it, missed one Q, and ultimately that was his death.
Yeah,
Kanji is still dead, though, at the end of this one. They're going to give it to Lost.
it's just
Oh,
a
the
big
Gale
game of
Force
inches.
kill!
Oh man.
Now Pickaxe looking for alley-oops. Lost is here with the autos. Pickaxe finishes him off, and the Bear Pill successfully taken by Pickaxe. And they'll walk their way to another dragon. Their third dragon of the game, put them on Ocean Soul Point.
Yeah, it feels like
Oh,
well, it feels like this.
Cards is dead.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to chew 5 gum.
I was gonna say it feels like Dorado Gaming is trying to do too much individually across the map to really be like eking out an advantage in these games, and they're slowly giving it up in gold lead. But they are getting some things back. They're getting handed a couple of fights and 1v1s that maybe shouldn't have been taken if a Darkwind wants to play this out super cleanly. But where's the fun in that?
Yabby built a Frozen Heart second. I guess that's a thing.
I mean, into Lucian, I don't hate that, honestly.
Yeah, Pickaxe is dead. They collapse and are able to finish him off, and there's silly things happening in my Platinum games now. But it's still a 4,000 gold lead for Darkwind. They're on Ocean Soul Point here in 4 minutes, and they have Dorado kind of against the ropes. We haven't seen the big 5v5 team fight, but then again, why would you want it? You have Tryndamere and Twisted Fate. And there is the Destiny Gate popped, just to send Lost up to the top side, where he's going to continue to apply some pressure to that turret.
Yeah, actually, arguably, that's what they're entirely meant to avoid, which I can't blame them for. Ziggs was picked up alongside Bard. That's a pretty disgusting setup. Maybe you just avoid the team fight entirely unless you're forced into it by a neutral objective.
Yeah, a lot of really unique tools available in this game. It's a lot of point-and-click CC. It's a lot of like CC immunity, death immunity. It's some weird fights would happen if they were to break out.
Yeah,
But you have to
it
imagine
really
the
feels
Bard
like you're
Ziggs
just
combo
missing.
really makes the team fights more difficult for RTM to play than
Yeah,
Doge.
it just sort of feels like you're just missing Kindred slotted in for somewhere on one of these setups, and you've got like every major form of death avoidance.
Cards hits the Jets and he's on out of there. That would be kind of a cool skin. Yabby, I don't think really wants to be there, and unfortunately going to fall for the 8th time in this game. Linguini going aggressive, teleport behind him means the Lost is here with the Everfrost. They've got a lot of point-click CC. They have the Bard ult to just try to stall everything out, and here come Hybrid Carry and Husky Templar to try to output some damage. Lost just trying to do anything that he can. Cardinals is literally too angry to die right now, but unfortunately... Oh, he does find one. That's a better trade than I thought it would be. Banana just trying to beat up Kanji here in the mid lane. The Volley Bear E is enough to pick up the kill. Lost hits the stopwatch, not able to turn that one around. Gets shut down by the Ziggs, and it's a mess. It's 3 for 2 across map in favor of Dorado, and it's just Pickaxe and Banana left alive in the mid lane to push.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good beat on this tower, but there's no point in them really sticking around for it. It's not exactly in kill range, and they're just gonna walk out, make sure that they keep their Baron vision, and drop the Scuttle Crab while they're at it.
Yep, hit some backs here with 145 to go before an Ocean Soul spawn, or potential Ocean Soul spawn for ROTM. You imagine that's the high point of emphasis for both teams. I don't think you're in a position as Doge where you could trade Ocean Soul for Baron. That doesn't seem like you win ever in that
No, you
situation.
definitely probably can't go for that, especially with the... I mean, you've got Ziggs, you've got some pushing power, you've got a little bit of siege, but it feels like it's so difficult to really draw a positive play out of that when you're giving up Ocean to a team that has Tryndamere on it.
Yeah, now Maramuna finished up for Yabby means that he'll start outputting a little bit more damage in these fights. I don't think Pickaxe actually wanted that hook had he found it. Um, this is kind of the difficult thing for ROTM now, is they're still set up 1-3-1 more or less, with Yabby is one of the ones. Um, but it's hard to initiate a fight as this team. It's hard to really set up these objectives. Oh, the interrupt on the recall might actually be pretty big, as Tryndamere has started to wail away on this top lane turret. They use the Destiny Gate just to spot where everybody is at. They'll interrupt another recall from Linguini. They've forced him back into the jungle. Karts can just continue wailing away on these towers. He gets the tower down, and he's working his way onto the inhibitor now. RTM just kind of calling the bluff of Dorado. They're not here to really contest. There's still 15 seconds to go on the Ocean Dragon spawn. They get a tower. They get 2 towers in top lane, 1 in mid. Lost might have walked a little too far forward here, though. Banana trying to just play a little bit more defensive for him, and just not quite enough to keep him alive. Yabby doing some damage around the outside, weaving in some of these Mystic shots, but now gets knocked up by Hybrid Carry, and he'll get taken down. And Pickaxe now can't jump the wall. That's so sad again. Kanji finishes him off, and Banana's just interrupting recalls right now. Cards isn't really in threat of ending the game. He's on to Nexus Tower number 1, but I don't think that he can do much more than get this first tower.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the minion wave for it. He's got the first tower, but I mean, he's gonna go for the damage on the second one. But yeah, he's got to get out of here.
He's
It's
still
gonna
got
be a
Ghost
tough
if he
ask. He's
needs
still
to.
getting slowed out. No, they're
He's
not.
fine.
They're not going for it. They're going for the minions. But it is going to be, I'd say overall a fairly positive play for Dorado Gaming. They pick up the objective. They delay Soul Point again. They lose the Nexus Tower for it, but they also get a bunch of gold off of the kills they bring in
Yeah,
as well.
it's definitely positive for Dorado. They just have that extra little caution now of, we've only got 1 Nexus Tower and a Nexus now, and we're against a Tryndamere, so you really can't let your macro slip for just a second, or you'll get all your recalls interrupted and then you die. So it sets up that anticlimactic backdoor nonsense from Tryndamere to potentially happen. And Baron, the only objective on the map for about 4 minutes. That wave will continue pushing in top lane, so I imagine you send Tryndamere... Well, never mind. I was going to say you send him to bottom lane and try to get some more free towers, but he's...
It looks like we're headed there now, or at least maybe out to mid. It could be that he's just gunning for this red buff, which, I mean, is kind of fair.
Yeah.
It's fairly difficult if you're Return of the Middle Sticks to actually find a way into Baron pressure with tools like Tempered Fate available and the Mega Inferno Bomb. It's a little rough to, like, even if you see everybody recall and you're doing it off of like opposing resets, those are pretty long range ways of either stalling it out
Oh,
or
they've spotted
attempting to
Banana
conceal.
looking for the engage onto the Nautilus. Yabby gets a big ultimate back off. Hybrid Carry is going to be the first one to fall. Lost is here on the side, almost able to take down the Ziggs. Husky Templar just stays alive, but the flash forward from Ezreal might have finished him off. Lost actually gets that one. Cards gets a solo kill in the bottom lane. Lost Tosses another gold card in. They'll find alley-oops. It's just Kanji left alive, and he's stuck on a ward. Lost just walks on in, has the exhaust available, but I don't think that that keeps him alive. I think Kanji still wins that one, although he's got the gold card back up. Gaz the vision. Lost one more auto. He finishes that one off. It's an ace for Return to the Middle Sticks, and they'll run it into the base. Darkwind is going to finish off the game as well. 3-0 for both of the 4 seeds over the 1s, and ROTM advances in both sides of the bracket.
Really nice game played out. It felt like the draft and the setup had them thrown for a little bit, and Dorado was getting some stuff done, but ultimately just a few too many mistakes, a few too many capitalizations that were really well coordinated from Darkwind, and they're gonna take it home.
I'll throw up the bracket one more time. So on the top side there, Rodham Crowstorm advances 3-0 over Ouroboros Gaming. Ouroboros unfortunately could not have a little Ouroboros as a treat. And on the bottom side of the bracket, Darkwind advances 3-0 over Dorado Gaming Epsilon, and now they're going to face the winner of VBU Monster Mash and RPG Firefoxes. So that's it. Um, Thanks for joining us tonight. That was a monster stream, and we're going to have another monster one next week. That's not the right end screen. Um, what did I do with the end screen? This one is the one that we've been using. Thank you guys for watching tonight. We really appreciate the support. Oath, you have anything you want to add in for the lovely fans at home?
No, not particularly. I just enjoyed a chill night of 6-0 for Return to the Middle Sticks as an organization in my playoffs. Huge fan.
Yeah,
Join us
so
next week for the continuation of the Epic Saga.
yeah, I'm really excited for next week. Hopefully, we'll see all of you there. Uh, we'll at least have one series on the stream because Runeterra Academy can't take them all from my cold dead hands. So we'll see you back next week for more action. I'm going to send you over to Runeterra Academy for Iceborne Legends versus Shadow Specters. That game looks like it's loading into game 4 right now. Shadow Specters up 2-1. The winner of that one's going to play Crowstorm, so it'll be an important one to watch and scout for next week. So again, for myself, for Oath, for all of us here at Return of the Middle Sticks, thank you for watching. It's a 6-0 Sunday night for the Platinum Boys, and we'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you before that. We'll see you next Friday for UML playoffs, and then we'll see you next Sunday for more plat games. But yeah, go raid Runeterra Academy. Go get the big scouting out, and we'll see you soon. All right, raids off.